Have you ever wondered if there's a hidden force that governs our reality, something beyond the physical world we perceive? Throughout human history, there has been a persistent belief that the deepest secrets of existence lie not in the outer world, but within ourselves. The idea that by uncovering the secret of God, one can attain supreme power is both profound and ancient. This concept speaks not just to spirituality, but to the deepest intersection of consciousness, science, and imagination. It suggests that the key to shaping our lives and reality itself may lie in something we carry within: our imagination, our conscious awareness, and our connection to the divine. In this exploration, we will delve into how ancient teachings, modern quantum physics, and the profound insights of thinkers like Neville Goddard offer a blueprint for accessing this divine power. From the nature of reality at the quantum level to the transformative role of imagination in shaping our lives, the connections between spirituality and science emerge in striking ways. Prepare to discover how this secret may already be within your grasp, waiting to be unlocked. One of the most fascinating intersections of science and spirituality lies in the world of quantum physics. As physicists probe deeper into the fundamental structure of reality, they are uncovering phenomena that challenge everything we thought we knew about the material world. The most intriguing of these discoveries is the idea that consciousness, our very act of observation, has the power to influence reality at the most fundamental level. In quantum mechanics, the observer effect refers to the strange and profound fact that the mere act of observing a quantum system can alter its state. In a famous experiment known as the double-slit experiment, when particles such as electrons are fired through two slits, they behave like waves, creating an interference pattern on the other side. However, if scientists set up detectors to observe which slit the particle passes through, the particles behave like solid objects instead of waves, eliminating the interference pattern. This means that the simple act of observation collapses the wave function and determines the particle's behavior. This discovery shattered the traditional deterministic understanding of the universe, suggesting that reality is not as fixed as we once thought. Instead, reality appears to exist in a state of potentiality until it is observed or measured, at which point it takes on a definite form. The observer and the observed are no longer separate. Consciousness itself plays an integral role in shaping the physical universe. This discovery in quantum physics points to a remarkable conclusion. Human consciousness is not passive. Rather, it plays an active role in shaping reality. This has profound implications not only for science, but also for spirituality, suggesting that our thoughts, intentions, and perceptions might be far more powerful than we realize. Could it be that by understanding the relationship between consciousness and reality, we are on the brink of uncovering the secret of God? When we speak of imagination, many think of it as a passive faculty, a tool for dreaming or escaping from reality. But what if imagination is the very force that creates reality itself? Throughout history, mystics, philosophers, and spiritual teachers have taught that the universe is not just a physical construct, but a product of consciousness and imagination. This is where the teachings of Neville Goddard come into play. In his lectures and writings, Neville Goddard made a bold and transformative claim: imagination is God. According to Goddard, our imagination is not simply a mental faculty, but the very creative force that shapes the world around us. He taught that by consciously directing our imagination, we can manifest our desires and bring about tangible change in the world. To Neville, understanding and harnessing the power of imagination is tantamount to unlocking the secret of God. Goddard argued that every person has within them the power to create their own reality. The key is not to think of your desires, but to think from them, to fully immerse yourself in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. This is what he called the law of assumption. By assuming the feeling of already having what you desire, you activate the creative power of your imagination and set in motion the forces that bring it into physical form. Man is all imagination, and God is man and exists in us and we in him, Neville Goddard stated. This profound statement encapsulates the revolutionary idea that the divine creative power, often perceived as an external force, is in fact an inherent part of every human being. It suggests that God is not some distant or separate entity, but the very essence of our own consciousness, our imagination. In this view, imagination becomes not merely a faculty of the mind, but the gateway through which divine power flows. To understand and harness this power is to unlock the supreme wisdom, joy, and mastery over reality that Goddard spoke of. The key to unlocking the power of imagination lies in our subconscious mind. The subconscious is a vast reservoir of stored experiences, beliefs, and emotions, all of which influence our thoughts, behaviors, and perceptions. It operates beneath the surface of our conscious awareness, guiding much of what we do, often without us realizing it. According to Goddard and many other spiritual teachers, the subconscious is not just a repository of past experiences. It is the gateway to divine power. The subconscious mind is deeply impressionable, and it is through this aspect of our being that we can plant the seeds of our desires. When we consistently impress a specific image or belief upon the subconscious, it begins to shape our reality in accordance with that belief. This process is often referred to as manifestation. To manifest effectively, we must engage the imagination and impress the subconscious with the feelings and images of our desired outcome. This is not merely wishful thinking, but a deliberate, focused use of imagination. As Neville Goddard said, "Imagination is the way to the reality of the world. The one who uses the imagination creates reality." The subconscious mind does not differentiate between what is real and what is imagined. It accepts whatever is repeatedly presented to it as truth. This is one of the most profound truths about how our mind operates, and is the very reason why practices such as visualization, emotional engagement, and affirmation hold such power. The subconscious mind acts like fertile soil, ready to accept and nurture any seed that is planted, whether that seed is rooted in fear, doubt, and limitation, or in confidence, joy, and abundance. It makes no judgment about the nature of the seed. It simply allows it to grow and shape our experiences accordingly. This is why visualization and emotional engagement are so important in the process of manifestation. The subconscious mind operates beneath the level of conscious awareness, meaning it is constantly absorbing and responding to the thoughts, emotions, and images that we entertain repeatedly. Unlike the conscious mind, which can analyze, critique, or dismiss an idea, the subconscious mind lacks the capacity for critical thinking. It simply accepts as true whatever is fed to it through repeated thought patterns and emotional intensity. This makes it a powerful force in shaping our reality, for better or worse. In recent years, quantum physics has lent scientific credence to these ancient spiritual ideas. The concept of the observer effect aligns with the idea that our thoughts, beliefs, and intentions can influence reality. At the quantum level, particles exist in a state of probability, and it is the act of observation or intention that causes them to take on a definite form. This has profound implications for the power of human consciousness. If our thoughts and beliefs can influence reality at the subatomic level, then our imagination and consciousness may indeed have the power to create the world we experience. The famous physicist John Wheeler once remarked, "We are not only observers, we are participators. In some strange sense, this is a participatory universe." This participatory nature of the universe suggests that we are not passive beings in a predetermined world. Instead, we are active participants in the creation of reality. Our thoughts, beliefs, and intentions, when combined with action, have the power to shape our personal experiences and the broader world around us. Quantum mechanics also sheds light on the relationship between the mind and body. The placebo effect, for instance, is a well-documented phenomenon in which a patient's belief in the efficacy of a treatment can bring about real physiological changes, even when the treatment is inactive. This demonstrates the profound influence of the mind over the body and suggests that our beliefs can directly affect our physical reality. By aligning our beliefs, intentions, and imagination with our desired outcomes, we can harness the profound mind-body connection to create real, tangible change in our lives. This powerful synergy between what we believe, what we intend, and what we envision acts as a bridge between the internal realm of thoughts and emotions and the external world of experiences and events. It suggests that through deliberate focus and conscious alignment, we can significantly influence our personal reality in ways that often go unnoticed or underappreciated. This is not to say that we can control every aspect of reality. After all, life is a dynamic interplay of many forces, including those outside of our immediate influence. But it does indicate that we hold far more power to shape our circumstances than we often realize. As we explore deeper into the nature of reality, we begin to see how imagination plays a pivotal role not just in personal transformation, but in the very fabric of the universe. Mystical traditions have long taught that the material world is an expression of divine thought, a reflection of the creative imagination of the divine. The ancient Hermetic axiom, "as above, so below," speaks to this connection between the macrocosm and the microcosm. Just as the universe is created through divine imagination, so too is our personal reality shaped by our own imagination. The same creative principles that govern the cosmos are at work within us, allowing us to co-create our reality in alignment with our desires and intentions. Many spiritual traditions emphasize the idea that the universe operates according to principles of vibration, energy, and frequency. Everything in existence is vibrating at a specific frequency, and our thoughts and emotions, being forms of energy, emit vibrations that interact with the world around us. When we align our thoughts, emotions, and imagination with higher frequencies, such as love, joy, and gratitude, we attract corresponding experiences into our lives. This is often referred to as the law of attraction. This idea of alignment extends beyond personal manifestation. It also speaks to our connection with the greater whole. By tuning our consciousness to the divine frequency, we tap into the universal mind, the creative force that sustains all of existence. This is where the secret of God truly begins to unfold, when we realize that we are not separate from the divine, but are integral parts of the universal imagination, co-creating with it. Neville Goddard's teachings provide a practical roadmap for applying these spiritual and scientific principles in our everyday lives. One of his most powerful teachings is the idea of living from the end. That is, imagining not merely the process of achieving your desires, but fully embodying the feeling of already having achieved them. This shift in consciousness is key to unlocking the creative power of imagination. Goddard emphasizes that it is the feeling of the wish fulfilled that activates the subconscious mind. When we fully immerse ourselves in the emotion of already living in our desired state, we impress that state upon the subconscious, which then works to manifest it in the physical world. This is not about forcing outcomes or manipulating circumstances, but about aligning our inner state with the outer reality we wish to experience. Live as though your desire is already realized, and that desire will be yours, Neville Goddard famously taught. This seemingly simple statement encapsulates a profound truth about the power of belief and the boundless potential of the human imagination. It speaks directly to the heart of manifestation, the idea that rather than constantly chasing after what we want, we should instead inhabit the mental and emotional state of already possessing it. This approach shifts us from a mindset of lack or desire to one of fulfillment and certainty, allowing the creative forces of the universe to respond accordingly. By living from the end, as Goddard described it, we are not just hoping or wishing for our desires to materialize. We are immersing ourselves in the feeling of having already achieved them. In doing so, we align our internal world, our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, with the reality we seek to create. This shift is much more than a positive thinking exercise or an attempt to trick the mind. It is a deliberate act of consciousness that taps into the inherent creative power of our imagination, which Goddard believed to be the very essence of God. This principle is deeply rooted in the belief that our thoughts and feelings are not passive or insignificant. They are creative forces that shape the external world. According to Goddard, the universe responds not to what we want, but to what we believe and feel to be true. If we consistently believe that we are lacking something or that our desires are distant and unattainable, we inadvertently reinforce that state of lack. On the other hand, if we embody the feeling of already having what we desire, we shift into a state of abundance and fulfillment, which then attracts corresponding experiences into our lives. The beauty of living from the end is that it also changes the way we approach our day-to-day lives. Instead of constantly feeling the weight of unmet desires or unfulfilled ambitions, we begin to carry ourselves with a sense of peace and satisfaction. We become less concerned with external validation or material proof because, internally, we have already aligned with our desired outcome. This inner alignment creates a ripple effect, influencing the way we interact with the world and the way the world interacts with us. While the power of imagination and belief is immense, it is equally important to cultivate persistence and faith. Manifestation is not always instantaneous, and there are often periods of incubation where the desired outcome is in the process of materializing. During this time, it is crucial to maintain faith and trust in the process, even when external circumstances may appear unchanged. Persistence means holding fast to your vision, even in the face of obstacles or delays. It requires a deep inner conviction that what you desire is already yours, regardless of how things may appear on the surface. This unwavering belief allows the subconscious mind to continue working toward the manifestation of your desires, aligning circumstances and opportunities in ways that may not be immediately visible. Faith is another essential component of the manifestation process. Faith is not blind belief but an inner knowing, a deep trust in the creative power of the universe and your own ability to shape your reality. Faith sustains us through the waiting period, giving us the strength to continue imagining and feeling as though our desires are already realized. In conclusion, the secret of God is not something external to us, hidden in the far reaches of the universe. It is something that resides within each of us, waiting to be unlocked through the power of imagination, belief, and conscious creation. By understanding the profound connection between our thoughts, emotions, and the physical world, we begin to tap into the divine blueprint that governs reality. Quantum physics, mystical traditions, and the teachings of Neville Goddard all point to the same truth. We are co-creators of our reality, and the power to shape our lives lies within us. By embracing the creative force of imagination and aligning ourselves with the divine consciousness, we unlock the supreme power to manifest our desires and contribute to the greater harmony of the universe. This journey is not about gaining power over others or bending the world to our will. It is about awakening to the truth of who we are. Divine beings with the ability to shape our reality in ways that reflect the highest good for ourselves and for all. As we continue to explore the depths of consciousness and the mysteries of existence, we realize that the secret of God is not a distant mystery, but a living reality that we can access here and now. If you feel inspired by these insights, take the next step. Begin to engage your imagination, trust in your divine power, and start living from the end. The secret is within you, and the possibilities are infinite. Have you ever had the feeling that something or someone is watching over you, guiding and protecting you in ways you can't quite explain? Perhaps it's in those fleeting moments of clarity when everything falls into place, or in the comforting warmth that floods your heart when you need it most. While we may not always be aware of it, many spiritual traditions teach us that we are never truly alone. Hidden from our physical senses but ever present in our lives, there exist forces of love and protection. Guardian angels, spirit guides, ancestral spirits, and even divine energy that watch over us with unwavering care. In this world, bustling with distractions, the presence of these invisible guardians often goes unnoticed. Yet, their influence is undeniable for those attuned to it. These unseen protectors serve as our spiritual cheerleaders, helping us navigate life's complexities and transitions, especially during times of significant change or personal growth. Think of them as the loving hands that guide you through life's most challenging moments, providing comfort, wisdom, and protection when you need it most. Across cultures and spiritual traditions, there is a shared belief in beings that exist beyond our physical senses, acting as protectors and guides for humanity. In Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, these beings are often referred to as angels, messengers of God who carry out divine will and safeguard the souls of the faithful. In other belief systems, such as shamanism or certain indigenous traditions, the guardians may take the form of spirit animals, ancestors, or celestial beings who watch over individuals and guide them toward enlightenment. Regardless of how they are named or depicted, these entities are united by their purpose to support, protect, and guide us on our spiritual journey. They are the benevolent forces that steer us away from harm, help us make crucial decisions, and offer comfort in moments of despair. They may appear to us in dreams, through intuitive nudges, or even as quiet whispers in moments of reflection. Although they operate in the unseen realms, their presence is felt through the miraculous ways our lives unfold. One of the most significant challenges in connecting with these spiritual guardians is recognizing the signs they send. Their communication is often subtle, not because they wish to be elusive, but because it requires us to heighten our awareness and attune ourselves to their frequency. Here are some of the most common ways that these unseen forces make themselves known. Synchronicity, a term popularized by psychologist Carl Jung, refers to the meaningful coincidences that seem to defy explanation. Have you ever experienced something happening at just the right time? Perhaps you were thinking about an old friend, only to receive a call or message from them moments later. Or maybe you were feeling lost or overwhelmed, and out of nowhere, a solution presented itself, a person, a book, or a signpost that pointed you in the right direction. These synchronicities are not random. They are the handiwork of your spiritual guardians. They work behind the scenes, aligning events in your life to ensure that you are where you need to be, when you need to be there. Divine timing is their way of orchestrating life's events to nudge you forward on your path. When you start noticing these moments, it's a sign that you are being watched over, guided by forces that understand the bigger picture of your life. Your intuition is one of the primary channels through which your spiritual protectors communicate with you. Have you ever had a gut feeling that led you to make a certain decision, even when logic pointed in the opposite direction? That inner voice, often subtle yet persistent, is a direct link to your guardians. They use intuition to guide you toward the right path, warning you when something doesn't feel right and encouraging you to take action when the timing is ideal. Tuning into your intuition is like developing a deep inner relationship with your soul's wisdom. It requires mindfulness, patience, and above all, trust. In the beginning, those subtle nudges may seem faint, almost like a whisper in the background of your thoughts. But the more you honor and pay attention to these feelings, the stronger your connection becomes. It's about creating space for stillness, where the noise of the outside world quiets down, allowing your inner voice to be heard. As you continue to practice, you'll notice a profound shift within yourself. Those intuitive hunches that once seemed random or coincidental will reveal themselves as the purposeful guidance of your higher self, or even the whispers of your unseen protectors, angels, spirit guides, or ancestors, gently steering you toward choices that align with your highest good. These spiritual beings work behind the scenes, placing signs, synchronicities, and inner promptings in your path to help you grow, heal, and fulfill your soul's purpose. With time, as your trust deepens, you'll begin to recognize this guidance as a form of divine communication, a sacred partnership between you and the universe. It is a gift that reminds you that you are never alone, that there is always a source of wisdom available to you if only you choose to listen. In honoring your intuition, you honor the divine presence within yourself, and in doing so, your life naturally begins to flow with greater harmony, peace, and alignment. Each step you take in this direction builds a stronger, more profound connection to the divine guidance that's always available, guiding you toward your highest potential. While we sleep, our conscious mind is at rest, allowing the subconscious to take over. This is often when we are most receptive to receiving messages from the spiritual realm. Guardian angels and spirit guides may appear in dreams to offer comfort, wisdom, or warnings about future events. In many spiritual traditions, dreams are seen as a bridge between the physical and spiritual worlds. During sleep, our conscious mind steps aside, allowing the soul to connect more deeply with higher realms of wisdom. Paying attention to recurring symbols, feelings, or people in your dreams can provide valuable insights into the messages your deity are sending you. For example, specific symbols like animals, water, or light may represent deeper truths or spiritual lessons that are relevant to your current life situation. Similarly, encountering loved ones who have passed on can be a way for them to offer comfort or deliver important messages. If you wake up with a sense of clarity, peace, or a profound realization, it could be a sign that your guardians are communicating with you, helping you make sense of the challenges or decisions you're facing. Even unsettling dreams may carry hidden lessons, nudging you to pay attention to areas of your life that need healing or change. The key is to approach your dreams with an open heart, trusting that your spiritual protectors are using this sacred space to guide, protect, and uplift your soul on its journey. By keeping a dream journal and reflecting on recurring themes, you can unlock deeper layers of spiritual insight and receive the guidance intended just for you. Sometimes, the presence of spiritual protectors manifests physically. Have you ever felt a sudden warmth in your chest or a tingling sensation that made you stop and take notice? These physical sensations can be gentle reminders from your guides that they are near. Some people report feeling a sense of lightness, as if a weight has been lifted, or experiencing an inexplicable sense of calm in moments of stress. In addition to physical sensations, you may also notice signs in your external environment. Feathers, coins, certain animals, or numbers that appear repeatedly, such as 1111 or 444, are often cited as symbols of angelic or spiritual presence. These small yet significant signs are like winks from the universe, letting you know that you are being watched over and supported. While not every sign from our spiritual guardians will be miraculous in the conventional sense, there are times when we encounter events that seem too extraordinary to be mere coincidence. These might be moments of pure serendipity, an encounter or opportunity that changes the course of your life in ways you couldn't have imagined. Or they may be miraculous in nature, such as a sudden recovery from illness or surviving a near-fatal accident unscathed. These moments, rare and precious, are clear indicators that you are being guided and protected by forces beyond human comprehension. They serve as reminders that even in our darkest moments, we are never truly alone. While your spiritual guardians are always present, your ability to sense and connect with them can be greatly enhanced through mindful practice. By cultivating daily rituals that promote spiritual awareness, you open the door to a deeper connection with the subtle energies that guide and protect you. One of the most profound ways to attune yourself to these unseen forces is through mindfulness and meditation. When we quiet our thoughts and invite stillness, we create space to receive the gentle whispers of our guides. Meditation allows us to rise above the noise of daily life and enter a state of inner peace where their presence becomes more tangible. Setting aside even a few moments each day for mindful breathing or a meditative practice focused on spiritual connection can make all the difference. Picture a radiant, protective light surrounding you, welcoming your guides into your space. As time passes, you may find your awareness shifting, feeling a greater sense of peace, clarity, and a growing trust in your intuition. Prayer is another deeply powerful way to strengthen your bond with spiritual protectors. Whether rooted in religious traditions or a personal expression of faith, prayer serves as a direct bridge to the divine. As it is written in Philippians 4:6, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." Through prayer, you can share your gratitude, ask for guidance, and invite the presence of your guardians into every part of your life. Prayer is not only about seeking answers, but about fostering a deep connection with the divine, trusting in God's perfect timing and wisdom. In Matthew 7:7, Jesus reminds us, "Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you." When you approach prayer with an open heart, you invite God and His angels to walk with you on your spiritual journey, providing comfort, protection, and divine wisdom. Rather than asking for specific outcomes, focus on seeking clarity, protection, and alignment with your highest self, as God often works in ways that surpass human understanding. Proverbs 3:5-6 advises, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to Him, and He will make your path straight." By doing so, you open yourself to the wisdom and support your guides are eager to offer, trusting that they work in harmony with your best interests. Through faith and prayer, you allow God's grace to flow into every aspect of your life, ensuring that you walk in alignment with His divine plan. Journaling is an invaluable tool for reflecting on your spiritual experiences. By writing down any synchronicities, intuitive nudges, vivid dreams, or even moments of unexpected insight, you begin to notice the recurring themes that hint at the presence of your guardians. As you record these moments, you create a space for reflection, deepening your understanding of how your guides have been quietly influencing your path all along. Over time, you'll see a pattern emerge, one that reveals just how intricately they have been working to protect and guide you. Listening to your intuition is another powerful way to connect with these spiritual forces. Your intuition is often the voice through which your guides communicate, gently steering you toward choices that serve your highest good. When faced with decisions, take a moment to pause and feel. What does your body tell you? Does a sense of calm wash over you, or do you feel unease? Trust these sensations, as they are often subtle clues from your protectors, guiding you on the path aligned with your soul's purpose. The more you trust this inner knowing, the stronger your connection with the unseen becomes. Lastly, never underestimate the power of gratitude. Expressing appreciation for the guidance and protection you receive strengthens the bond between you and your spiritual guardians, even if their presence isn't always obvious. Acknowledging them with heartfelt thanks invites more blessings into your life. Whether through prayer, meditation, or simply pausing for a moment to say thank you in your heart, this act of gratitude creates a reciprocal flow of energy and deepens your connection to the divine realm. In expressing gratitude, you align yourself with the grace and protection that is always available to you. One of the most profound lessons our guardians teach us is the power of trust and surrender. When we surrender to the flow of life, trusting that we are being guided and protected, we open ourselves up to incredible transformation and growth. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. Rather, it is an act of faith. Faith that everything is unfolding as it should, even if we cannot see the full picture. When we encounter obstacles or challenges, trusting that our guardians are working behind the scenes to support us allows us to face uncertainty with grace. It's like walking through a dark tunnel, knowing there is light at the end, even if we can't see it yet. In moments of surrender, we release the need to control every outcome, acknowledging that there are forces far greater than ourselves guiding our path. This trust requires courage, the courage to let go of fear, doubt, and the urge to resist life's natural flow. Instead of fighting against the current, we learn to move with it, allowing divine wisdom to carry us where we are meant to be. Surrender is not passive. It is an active, conscious choice to embrace the unknown. When we release our grip on rigid expectations, we create space for miracles and unexpected blessings to enter our lives. Often, what we perceive as setbacks or detours are actually redirections, steering us towards something far more aligned with our soul's purpose. In those moments of uncertainty, surrender also deepens our relationship with the divine and our spiritual guides. It opens us up to their subtle signs, the synchronicities, and the gentle nudges that offer reassurance. We start to see that every challenge, no matter how difficult, holds a lesson or gift, and trusting this process allows us to move forward with peace and resilience. In the act of surrender, we align ourselves with the greater flow of life, trusting that we are always being guided toward our highest good, even when the path is unclear. Learning to surrender also means letting go of fear and doubt, making space for love, growth, and miracles to unfold in our lives. It is in this space of trust that we truly begin to see the magic that surrounds us, recognizing the interconnectedness of all things and the divine orchestration at play. While our spiritual guardians provide us with protection and guidance, it is important to remember that we are not meant to walk the path of awakening alone. Finding a community of like-minded individuals who share your spiritual values can provide immense support and encouragement on your journey. In spiritual communities, whether they are physical gatherings or online groups, we find a sense of belonging. We are reminded that our experiences, challenges, and breakthroughs are part of a larger collective journey. When we share our insights, struggles, and growth with others who understand and support us, we tap into a wellspring of strength and wisdom that amplifies our own spiritual connection. The presence of a supportive community also provides opportunities for growth and learning. By exchanging ideas, practices, and wisdom with others, we enrich our own spiritual journey. It's like having a treasure trove of knowledge and inspiration at our fingertips, ready to be explored and integrated into our lives. In the vast tapestry of life, the presence of unseen spiritual guardians offers us comfort, protection, and guidance. Whether we call them angels, guides, ancestors, or simply the universe, these benevolent forces are ever present, watching over us as we navigate the twists and turns of our spiritual journey. By recognizing the signs of their presence, practicing mindfulness and meditation, and trusting in the flow of life, we can deepen our connection with these protective forces. Through prayer, intention setting, and listening to our intuition, we open ourselves up to receiving their guidance, allowing their wisdom to illuminate our path. As we cultivate this awareness and weave it into the fabric of our daily lives, we create a sacred space where the presence of our guardians is felt and honored. In doing so, we embark on a journey of spiritual awakening that is grounded in trust, surrender, and love, a journey that leads us closer to our true selves and the divine light that shines within us all. If this message resonates with you, know that you are being guided and supported in ways that may not always be visible, but are always present. Trust in the divine plan unfolding in your life, and remember that your spiritual protectors are always by your side. Thank you for being a part of this journey with us. If you found this message helpful, we invite you to subscribe to the channel for more uplifting content. Your support helps us continue sharing messages of hope, healing, and spiritual growth. Blessings to you on your path. There's a heaviness you've been carrying, isn't there? A weight that lingers deep within, holding you back from your highest potential. You may not even realize it, but this toxic energy, these unresolved emotions, whether it's fear, guilt, shame, have been building up inside you for far too long. It's time to release it. You, the chosen one, have a divine purpose. But in order to fully step into the light, you must purge yourself of this darkness that no longer serves you. The body, mind, and spirit are sacred vessels, and just as the body rejects what is harmful through sickness, your soul is crying out for a deep cleansing. In this video, we'll uncover exactly what you need to release, why it's been holding you back, and most importantly, how to finally rid yourself of this burden. The path to your higher self is waiting, and once you shed this, you'll feel lighter, more aligned, and in tune with the divine flow of grace. So, if you're ready to clear the way for your true power to emerge, stay with me, and don't forget to subscribe so we can continue this journey together. Let's take the first step towards your spiritual liberation. At the heart of Jesus' teachings lies a command so powerful that it can change the course of your spiritual life. Forgive without limits. This wasn't just a kind suggestion. It was a revolutionary call that goes deep into the core of our relationship with God. When Peter asked, "Lord, How many times should I forgive my brother or sister who sins against me? 7 times. He thought he was being remarkably generous. 7 times seemed like a lot, didn't it? But Jesus, in his boundless wisdom, responded, I tell you, not 7 times, but 70 times 7. This was not a number meant to be tallied. Jesus wasn't giving Peter a mathematical formula. He was revealing the very nature of divine mercy. 70 times 7 is a call to forgive without counting, without holding grudges, without limits. It's an invitation to step into the heart of God, a heart that forgives endlessly, freely, and fully. This kind of forgiveness defies our human instincts, which often crave justice or payback. But Christ's message is clear. Forgiveness is not just the key to spiritual healing. It's the path to inner peace and a life deeply rooted in God's love. But let's be honest. Forgiving without limits is hard. It goes against everything we feel when someone wounds us deeply. Our natural response is to hold on to the pain, to demand reparation, to make the offender feel what we felt. And yet Jesus calls us to a higher way, a way that leads to true freedom. Forgiveness is not about the other person. It's about your own soul. It's about your relationship with God, your inner peace, your spiritual freedom. Forgiveness isn't a feeling that comes naturally. It's a conscious choice. It's the decision to let go of the hurt, release the offense, and trust the outcome to God. It's an act of faith, a step of obedience that mirrors the forgiveness God has already extended to us. When Jesus hung on the cross, enduring unspeakable suffering, he didn't curse those who crucified him. He prayed, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. In his darkest moment, Jesus forgave. He didn't wait for an apology. He didn't demand an act of repentance. He simply forgave. This is the kind of forgiveness we are called to live, a forgiveness that is unconditional, unearned, and boundless. So, how do we forgive when the wounds are deep, when the pain feels overwhelming? It starts with this. Understand that forgiveness is not about justifying what they did or pretending the hurt wasn't real. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of bitterness and trusting God to bring justice and healing in His perfect timing. Forgiveness is only the beginning. It is the first step on the journey toward reconciliation. While forgiveness releases you from the burden of bitterness and resentment, reconciliation is the ultimate goal, the restoration of relationships, the mending of what has been broken. In some cases, forgiveness and reconciliation can happen simultaneously, but in others, reconciliation is a process that requires time, healing, and the work of God's grace in both parties. The Bible tells us that God has given us the ministry of reconciliation. In 2 Corinthians 5:18-19, Paul writes, All this is from God, who reconciled us to Himself through Christ and gave us the ministry of reconciliation, that God was reconciling the world to Himself in Christ, not counting people's sins against them. This is our calling, to be agents of reconciliation in a world fractured by sin, division, and broken relationships. But reconciliation is not easy. It requires humility, patience, and a willingness to forgive and be forgiven. It requires us to lay down our pride, to swallow our ego, and to reach out in love to those who have hurt us. And it requires us to rely on God's strength, trusting in His timing for the restoration of relationships. Consider the story of Joseph, who was sold into slavery by his own brothers, betrayed and left for dead. When Joseph was finally reunited with his brothers, he had every reason to hold a grudge, to seek revenge, to cut them out of his life forever. But Joseph did something extraordinary. He forgave them. Not only did he forgive, but he also embraced them, wept with them, and declared, Do not be afraid. Am I in the place of God? You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. Joseph's forgiveness not only healed his own heart, but also brought about the reconciliation of his family, restoring relationships that had been broken for years. This is the power of forgiveness. It not only sets us free, but it also opens the door to reconciliation, allowing God's love to flow into our relationships, bringing healing and restoration. However, reconciliation is not always possible. Sometimes the other person is not ready or willing to reconcile. Sometimes the wounds are too deep, and trust has been too shattered. In these cases, forgiveness is still essential. You must still release the offense and trust God with the outcome. But reconciliation may take time, and it may look different than what you had hoped for. Reconciliation does not mean allowing yourself to be mistreated or abused. It does not mean pretending that nothing happened or ignoring the reality of the hurt. It means seeking God's wisdom, following His leading, and being open to the possibility of healing and restoration in His perfect time. It also means setting healthy boundaries and guarding your heart, while trusting God to bring about His perfect will. I must warn you of the dangers of unforgiveness. Unforgiveness is like a silent killer, a poison that seeps into your soul and slowly destroys you from the inside out. It is a heavy burden, a weight that you were never meant to carry. If you hold on to unforgiveness, it will take its toll on your physical, emotional, and spiritual health. Jesus Himself warned us of the severe consequences of unforgiveness. In Matthew 6:14-15, He says, "For if you forgive other people when they sin against you, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you do not forgive others their sins, your Father will not forgive your sins." These are sobering words. Unforgiveness not only affects our relationships with others, but also our relationship with God. It creates a barrier between us and the grace of God. Unforgiveness is like a cancer that spreads throughout your body, affecting every area of your life. It causes stress, anxiety, and even physical illness. It fills your mind with negative thoughts, anger, and resentment. It cuts you off from the peace and joy that God wants to give you. It creates division in your relationships, robbing you of the connection and love that God has designed for you to experience. But the cost of unforgiveness goes even deeper than that. It keeps you trapped in the past, unable to move forward, unable to experience the fullness of life that God has for you. It binds you to the person who hurt you, chaining you to the pain and preventing you from healing. It robs you of your destiny, of the abundant life that Jesus came to give you. Jesus came to set the captives free, to break the chains of sin and death, and to give us life, abundant life. But unforgiveness keeps us in bondage. It locks us in a prison of our own making. This is why forgiveness is so crucial. It is the key that unlocks the door to your freedom, your healing, and your destiny. Forgiveness is not just about the other person, it's about you. It's about your relationship with God, your peace, your health, and your future. It's about letting go of the past so that you can step into the future that God has for you. It's about releasing the hurt so that you can receive the healing. It's about breaking the chains of bitterness so that you can walk in the freedom of Christ. One of the most powerful truths about forgiveness is that it is a profound act of liberation, not only for the person you are forgiving, but for yourself as well. When you choose to forgive, you release the chains that bind your spirit, allowing God's healing grace to flow freely in your life. Forgiveness transforms your heart, enabling you to experience the fullness of joy and peace that only God can provide. It is a courageous step towards emotional and spiritual renewal. By letting go of resentment, you open the door for God to restore what was broken and to lead you into a future filled with hope, purpose, and a deeper connection to His divine love. Forgiveness, in this way, becomes a powerful declaration of faith, an affirmation that you trust God's greater plan for your life beyond the pain of the past. But forgiveness is not easy. It is a process, a journey, and it takes time. It requires humility, surrender, and a deep trust in God. It requires you to let go of your right to be right, your need for justice, and your desire for revenge. It requires you to trust God to deal with the person who hurt you and to trust Him to heal your heart. It requires you to take the first step in faith and trust God with the rest. Forgiveness is not a single decision. It is a path we walk, a transformative journey that unfolds with time, patience, and grace. Simply saying the words "I forgive you" is only the beginning. True forgiveness requires that we live it, breathe it, and allow it to shape our hearts and actions. But how do we move from making the decision to forgive to truly living in the freedom that forgiveness brings? First, we must begin by acknowledging the hurt. True forgiveness cannot occur without first facing the reality of our pain. We cannot heal what we refuse to see. It's not about dwelling in the hurt or casting ourselves as victims, but about being honest with ourselves. To forgive, we must confront the wound, name it, and allow ourselves to feel the weight of what happened. This level of honesty is the foundation upon which forgiveness is built. Once we have acknowledged the pain, we must then release the offense. Forgiveness is a deliberate choice, an act of will. It's about deciding to let go of the anger, resentment, and the need for retribution. It's not a declaration that what was done to us was right or acceptable, nor is it a commitment to reconcile or continue a relationship with the person who hurt us. Rather, it is a surrender of the hold that the hurt has over us, and a release of the person from any emotional debt we feel they owe. In this moment, we trust God to take over, believing that He will handle the outcome better than we ever could. One of the most profound, yet challenging steps in forgiveness is to pray for the one who has caused us pain. This may feel unnatural, even impossible at first, but it is also one of the most powerful acts of healing. Jesus Himself instructed us to pray for those who persecute you, knowing that prayer softens our hearts and opens the door for divine healing. Through prayer, we invite God's grace into our wounds, and we begin to see the person who hurt us through the lens of His love, rather than through our pain. Taking this further, forgiveness calls us to go beyond prayer into the realm of blessing. This is where forgiveness becomes active, where we put it into practice. Jesus teaches us to bless those who curse you. To bless someone who has harmed us is the ultimate act of letting go. It doesn't always mean grand gestures. Sometimes blessing them might simply mean refusing to speak ill of them, or choosing kindness in a moment where bitterness might have prevailed. By blessing, we free ourselves from the toxic grip of unforgiveness and align ourselves with the limitless grace of God. Lastly, forgiveness requires deep trust in God's sovereignty. Often, we struggle with forgiveness because we are holding on to a desire for justice, or perhaps we're waiting for the other person to change. But forgiveness is not about obtaining a specific outcome. It's about surrendering control. It's about trusting that God sees the entire picture, that He understands our pain, and that He will bring justice and healing in His way and in His time. In letting go of our need to control the result, we find peace in the knowledge that God's ways are higher and His timing is perfect. True forgiveness is a journey that transforms us, liberating our hearts and allowing us to live in the fullness of God's love. It's not easy, but as we walk this path, we discover a peace and freedom that can only come from releasing the past and trusting God with what lies ahead. Chosen ones, today we've delved deep into the hidden poisons that may be lurking within our souls, silently wreaking havoc on our minds, bodies, and spirits. It is not enough to merely recognize these toxins. We must actively work to purge them from our lives. Remember, holding on to these burdens only weighs us down and keeps us from walking fully in the divine purpose that God has set before us. Now is the time to release, to vomit out every trace of bitterness, unforgiveness, and pain that has been holding you back. I challenge you to take this message to heart and begin the process of cleansing your soul. Let go of what no longer serves you and make room for the peace, joy, and freedom that God wants to pour into your life. You are not alone on this journey. We are a community of spiritual warriors committed to healing and growth. If this message has resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with others who may also need to hear this powerful truth. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Join us on this path to spiritual awakening and transformation. Together, we will continue to uncover the hidden truths, break free from the chains that bind us, and step into the fullness of our God-given destiny. Thank you for watching. Remember, you are chosen, you are called, and you are powerful beyond measure. Keep pressing forward, keep seeking truth, and keep walking in the light. Until next time, stay blessed, stay vigilant, and stay connected to the source of all life. God bless you. There comes a time in the spiritual journey when silence becomes louder than the clamor of the world. You, dear soul, might be experiencing this very moment, a period of profound isolation. You may feel as though the world has moved on without you, leaving you in the quiet shadows of solitude. But this stillness is not a punishment or a mistake. On the contrary, it is a vital, divine process crafted by the universe for your growth, transformation, and ultimate purpose. This phase of isolation is not something that happens by coincidence. For those who are chosen, those destined to walk a path of spiritual awakening, solitude becomes a sacred space where the soul is refined and where the whispers of the divine can be heard more clearly. In this video, we will dive into the profound meaning behind isolation, explore how it functions as a vital part of your journey, and reflect on the ways you can embrace it as a transformative period in your spiritual evolution. Let's begin by exploring the concept of being chosen. What does it mean to be a chosen one? Many people speak of chosen ones as individuals who have been selected by a higher power for a special mission, a unique purpose. In spiritual terms, this means you have been called to awaken to a higher truth, to seek the divine, and to carry out a purpose that resonates deeply with your soul's mission. It is important to recognize that being chosen does not mean you are superior to others. Rather, it signifies that your soul has been entrusted with a specific role in the cosmic plan. The universe has set you apart to embark on a path that demands deep reflection, personal growth, and alignment with higher frequencies of consciousness. This calling often feels weighty because it requires you to strip away old layers of ego, past conditioning, and societal distractions in order to access the true essence of who you are. This sacred responsibility is both a blessing and a challenge. It comes with the gift of insight, wisdom, and spiritual power, but it also requires you to face trials, endure hardships, and walk through periods of solitude. Your isolation, therefore, is not just a byproduct of circumstance. It is a deliberate phase, an initiation into deeper levels of awareness. It is during this time that you begin to understand the gravity and beauty of your calling. Isolation, in the context of spiritual awakening, is more than just physical separation from the world. It is a profound state of being that allows you to disconnect from external noise and distractions, giving you the space to attune to your inner world. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, creates this pause in your life so that you may focus on the work that can only be done in silence, the work of self-reflection, healing, and transformation. During periods of isolation, the chosen ones are invited to enter a sacred space where transformation takes place on multiple levels. Just as the caterpillar must retreat into its cocoon before emerging as a butterfly, you too must enter this solitary phase to shed the old and embrace the new. This transformation, however, is not always easy. It can feel uncomfortable, lonely, and even painful at times. But remember, it is through this very discomfort that you will be refined and strengthened. Here are several key aspects of the transformation that occurs during isolation. Number 1. Shedding the old self. Letting go of past patterns. Isolation provides you with the opportunity to shed layers of your old self. These layers consist of beliefs, behaviors, and attachments that no longer serve your highest good. When we are constantly surrounded by others, it can be difficult to recognize these patterns because we are caught up in the roles we play in our daily lives, as a friend, a partner, a worker, or a member of society. However, in solitude, there is no one to reflect back to you who you once were. You are given the space to step back from the world and look inward. In this space, you begin to see clearly which parts of yourself are outdated, no longer aligned with your soul's true nature. You may notice that certain fears, judgments, or negative thought patterns are holding you back from becoming your highest self. The universe, in its wisdom, creates this silence so that you may become aware of these patterns and begin the process of releasing them. Letting go is not easy. It may involve mourning the loss of an old identity or facing difficult emotions that have long been buried. But know that this shedding process is essential for your growth. It is a necessary step in your evolution toward a more authentic and empowered version of yourself. Number 2. Deep healing and self-awareness. Confronting the inner wounds. Isolation is also a time of deep healing. When the distractions of daily life are stripped away, you are left with nothing but your own thoughts and feelings. At first, this may feel uncomfortable, as you come face to face with your inner wounds, insecurities, and fears. But remember, it is only by acknowledging these wounds that you can heal them. The universe has chosen this time of solitude to help you confront the pain that may have been buried deep within your soul. Whether it is unresolved trauma, emotional scars, or limiting beliefs, this period of isolation offers you the opportunity to bring these hidden aspects of yourself to the surface. Through self-awareness and compassion, you can begin to heal and release the emotional weight that has been holding you back. Healing is not always linear. It may involve revisiting painful memories or facing difficult truths about yourself. But as you do this work, know that you are being guided and supported by the divine. The universe is holding space for your healing process, allowing you to emerge stronger and more resilient. Trust that every tear shed and every emotional release is paving the way for your transformation. Number 3. Connecting with the divine. Strengthening spiritual connection. One of the most profound gifts of isolation is the opportunity to deepen your connection with the divine. When the noise of the world fades away, the voice of the universe becomes louder and more discernible. In solitude, you can attune to the subtle guidance, synchronicities, and signs that the universe is sending your way. This period of isolation is an invitation to go within and connect with the higher frequencies of consciousness that guide your path. Whether through meditation, prayer, or simply sitting in silence, you are given the space to listen to the divine whispers that are constantly speaking to you. These whispers may come in the form of intuition, dreams, or sudden insights. They are messages from the universe, helping you align with your true purpose and guiding you on your journey. It is important to remember that even in moments of loneliness, you are never truly alone. The divine is always present, always guiding you, even when it may not seem obvious. Trust that the universe has a plan for you, and this period of isolation is part of that divine plan. Use this time to cultivate a deeper spiritual practice, to strengthen your connection with the divine, and to develop your intuitive abilities. The more you tune into this connection, the more you will feel supported and guided on your path. While isolation offers profound opportunities for growth and transformation, it also comes with its own set of challenges. The quiet can feel deafening, and the lack of external validation can lead to feelings of loneliness, doubt, and uncertainty. However, it is in facing these challenges that you find your true strength. One of the most common challenges of isolation is the feeling of loneliness. It is natural to crave connection with others, especially in moments of uncertainty. But it is important to understand that loneliness is not a permanent state. It is a temporary emotion that arises when we feel disconnected from others and from ourselves. Instead of resisting the loneliness, try to embrace it. View it as a necessary part of your journey, a sacred space where you can explore your inner world without distractions. In this space, you have the opportunity to reconnect with yourself on a deeper level. You may discover aspects of yourself that you never knew existed, or you may find clarity on what truly matters to you. It is also important to remember that the universe is always with you, even in moments of solitude. You are never truly alone. The divine presence is always guiding and supporting you, even when it feels like you are walking this path by yourself. Take comfort in knowing that this isolation is not a punishment but a gift, a time for you to deepen your relationship with yourself and with the divine. Another challenge that often arises during isolation is self-doubt. Without the validation of others, it is easy to question your path and your purpose. You may wonder if you are on the right track or if you are making the right decisions. This doubt can be overwhelming, but it is also a natural part of the process. It is important to recognize that self-doubt is simply a reflection of the ego trying to hold onto old patterns of fear and control. As you move through this phase of isolation, you are shedding the layers of your old self, and with that shedding comes uncertainty. But it is in this uncertainty that you are given the opportunity to cultivate trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the universe, and trust in the process of your transformation. Whenever doubt arises, remind yourself of the times in your life when you have overcome challenges and emerged stronger. Reflect on the signs and synchronicities that have guided you to this point. Trust that the universe is orchestrating everything for your highest good, even if it is not yet clear to you. Keep moving forward with faith, knowing that each step you take is leading you closer to your true purpose. As you move through this period of isolation, you will begin to notice the gifts that solitude brings. While the journey may be challenging at times, it is also deeply rewarding. Through isolation, you gain clarity on your purpose, a deeper connection with the divine, and a renewed sense of inner strength. One of the greatest gifts of isolation is the clarity it brings. Without the distractions of the external world, you have the space to reflect on your life and your soul's true calling. You may find that your purpose becomes clearer, or that you gain new insights into the direction you need to take. This clarity often comes in the form of sudden realizations, intuitive nudges, or dreams that offer guidance. Pay attention to these messages, as they are the universe's way of showing you the path forward. As you gain clarity on your purpose, you will feel a sense of alignment and empowerment, knowing that you are walking the path that is meant for you. Isolation also offers you the opportunity to cultivate inner strength. As you face the challenges of solitude, loneliness, and self-doubt, you are forced to rely on your own inner resources. This process of self-reliance strengthens your resilience and helps you develop a deeper sense of self-trust. Over time, you will begin to realize that you are capable of navigating the uncertainties of life with grace and confidence. You will no longer need external validation to affirm your worth or your path. Instead, you will trust in your own inner knowing, and this trust will become the foundation of your strength. Finally, solitude offers the gift of a deeper connection with the divine. In the stillness of isolation, you are able to tune into the subtle guidance and messages from the universe. This connection brings a sense of peace, clarity, and purpose, helping you feel supported and guided on your journey. As you strengthen your connection with the divine, you will begin to feel a sense of oneness with the universe. You will recognize that you are part of a larger cosmic plan, and that everything in your life is unfolding in divine timing. This connection will bring you comfort in moments of uncertainty and help you stay aligned with your soul's purpose. Dear Chosen One, your journey through isolation is not a random occurrence. It is a sacred phase in your spiritual evolution, a time for you to shed the old, heal your inner wounds, and connect more deeply with the divine. While this path may be challenging, it is also profoundly transformative. Embrace this period of solitude as a gift from the universe, a time for you to discover your true purpose and cultivate inner strength. Trust that the universe is guiding you every step of the way, even in moments of uncertainty. As you move forward, carry the lessons and insights gained from this time with you, and let them guide you on your path to becoming the highest version of yourself. If you have found this message resonating with your journey, know that you are not alone. There is a community of chosen ones who are walking similar paths, facing similar challenges, and discovering similar truths. We are all connected in this sacred web of awakening, and together, we are fulfilling the divine plan. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of isolation and its deeper purpose. If this message has touched you in some way, I encourage you to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And if you wish to continue receiving guidance and insights on your spiritual journey, please consider subscribing to our channel. Until we meet again, take care of your soul, trust the process, and know that you are being guided toward your true purpose. There comes a moment in life when you realize that the chains you've been bound by were never your own. They were forged from the fears, insecurities, and desires of someone else. For some, this epiphany arrives in a quiet moment of reflection. For others, it crashes in like a storm, tearing apart the illusions that once held sway over their lives. But no matter how it arrives, one thing is certain. It marks the beginning of a profound transformation, a journey from bondage to freedom, from darkness to light. This is not just a personal struggle, it's a spiritual awakening. It's about reclaiming your power, the power that was always yours but was buried beneath the weight of someone else's expectations, manipulations, and control. This journey is not for the faint of heart. It requires courage, clarity, and the willingness to confront deep-rooted beliefs about yourself and the people you hold dear. And for many, the person who casts the longest shadow is their mother. For years, you may not have realized the subtle ways in which your mother exerted control over you. Her words of caution, her sighs of disappointment, her veiled criticisms. Each one was a thread in a web designed to keep you small, to tether you to her vision of who you should be. But the truth is, those threads were never about love or protection. They were about control, fear, and insecurity. And now, as you awaken to this truth, you begin to see the web for what it is, a cage built from the inside out, one that you have the power to dismantle. From childhood, there was always a voice in your ear, a quiet but persistent presence that whispered not of encouragement, but of control. It was more than just advice. It was a narrative carefully crafted to keep you small, tethered, and dependent. This wasn't just a protective instinct gone astray. It was a manipulation masked as guidance, laced with fear and guilt, ensuring you never strayed too far from her grasp. Think back to every time she dismissed your dreams with a sigh or met your excitement with a sharp, disapproving glance. Remember how her words seemed to wrap around your thoughts, twisting them until you second-guessed every decision, every moment of joy, every glimmer of independence. This was the spell she cast, not with the flick of a wand, but with every carefully chosen word, every veiled criticism, every comparison that left you feeling less than. Her goal was clear, to keep you tethered to her version of who you were supposed to be, forever in her shadow, never stepping fully into your own light. But the spell was not just in the words she spoke. It was in the tone she used, the look she gave, the silence that filled the air after your successes were met with indifference. It was in the way she constantly reminded you of how much she had sacrificed, making you feel as though your every step forward was somehow a betrayal of her efforts. These were the threads she wove into the fabric of your being, threads that tightened around your spirit every time you dared to shine. Over time, the once impenetrable threads of her control began to fray, not because she loosened her grip, but because you began to see the cracks in the reality she had constructed around you. There was a quiet storm brewing inside you, a sense of something deeply wrong that you could no longer ignore. It was a feeling that you were meant for more, that your life had a purpose far beyond the limitations she had imposed upon you. Every time she questioned your choices as though they were failures of her own, every time she dismissed your victories as insignificant, you felt the chains tighten. But something was changing. What once felt like loving concern now revealed itself as fear. Fear of losing control. Fear of watching you outgrow her influence. Fear of seeing you step into a power that had never belonged to her. It was as if a veil had been lifted, and you began to see her actions for what they truly were. Not guidance, but attempts to keep you small. Not protection, but an effort to control. Her criticisms, once piercing and painful, now served only to expose her own insecurities. Her attempts to clip your wings were less about your well-being and more about her fear of losing the grip she thought she had on your life. The spell she had so carefully woven was unraveling. With every realization, every moment of clarity, her words lost their power. You saw through her manipulations, recognizing them not as truths, but as chains designed to bind you to a version of yourself that served her needs, not your destiny. The storm within you grew, not of anger, but of awakening. You were no longer the pliable child she could mold at will. You were becoming aware, conscious, and strong. Then came the turning point, a moment so quiet yet so powerful that it shifted the entire balance of power. You stood at the edge of a breakthrough, an opportunity that would change everything, a chance to step into a life she had always deemed too big, too bold, too beyond what she had envisioned for you. The excitement surged through you, but this time, you didn't run to her for approval. You held your joy close, shielded it from the storm of negativity you knew she would unleash. It wasn't fear that held your tongue, it was strength. You knew that sharing this joy with her would mean watching her dismantle it piece by piece, just as she had done with so many of your dreams before. This decision marked a quiet rebellion, a defiant choice to protect your own light from the darkness of her disapproval. For the first time, you chose your path over her validation, and in that silence, the spell began to break. You realized her power over you had always been an illusion, one sustained by your need for her approval, a need she had carefully cultivated. She had made you believe that your victories were hollow without her praise, but now you saw it clearly. Her validation was nothing more than another tool to keep you tethered. In that pivotal moment, you reclaimed your destiny. Her disapproving looks and dismissive words no longer defined you. You stopped shrinking yourself to fit into the small, suffocating box she had crafted, and in doing so, you shattered the chains that had bound you for so long. The spell was breaking, and with every step forward, you felt the weight lift. As you moved forward, something profound began to happen. The very energy she had used to keep you confined now turned against her. What she had once wielded as power was slipping through her fingers, reversing in a way she never anticipated. Every time she tried to reassert control, to pull you back under her influence, she found herself grasping at shadows, her old tactics now powerless. The spell had reversed and it was binding her. The sharpness of her tone, the manipulative guilt trips, the subtle digs meant to undermine your confidence, they no longer reached you. Instead, they reflected back onto her, highlighting her own fears and insecurities. Her attempts to clip your wings now left her entangled in the very web she had spun, each thread tightening around her. Not you. She watched from the sidelines as you soared higher. Each achievement, each moment of peace and self-realization, a testament to the strength she could no longer deny. Her criticisms, once venomous and capable of cutting deep, now held no power. They fell into a void, unacknowledged and irrelevant. The control she once exercised over your every move was gone, evaporated in the light of your awakening. And then came the realization, the moment her facade began to crack. You could see it in her eyes, the flicker of panic she tried to disguise as frustration. She understood what had happened. The power had shifted, and she was now the one struggling to maintain control. Her once firm grip on your decisions had slipped, and no matter how desperately she tried to pull you back, it was futile. The reversal was complete, and the consequences of her actions began to unfold. The life she had constructed so carefully, built on manipulation and control, started to crumble under its own weight. Her health faltered, as though her own body was rebelling against the venom she had cast toward you. Relationships she had maintained with the same manipulative threads began to fray, exposing the loneliness she had so desperately tried to mask. Her financial security, once a stronghold, now teetered on the brink, as though the universe itself had grown tired of her greed. The walls she had built to contain you were now closing in on her, suffocating her in the same way she had sought to suffocate your spirit. She found herself grappling with setbacks she could no longer control, each one a mirror reflecting back the harm she had tried to inflict upon you. It wasn't that you wished her ill. You simply watched with clarity as the natural consequences of her actions unfolded. The energy she had poured into keeping you small now turned inward, leaving her to confront the emptiness of her own making. Every attempt she made to regain control only served to tighten the noose around her own intentions. The very spells she had relied on to keep you tethered were now her undoing. She tried to wield the old tricks, pulling at the emotional strings she once knew so well, but they no longer had the desired effect. The guilt trips, the accusations, the reminders of her sacrifices, they fell flat, their impact dulled by the clarity you had gained. The veil had been lifted, and what once held you captive now held no sway over you. The final break was not loud or dramatic. It was a quiet severing of ties that happened deep within you, a shift so monumental that it redefined everything. It was the point at which her manipulations no longer affected you, where the weight she once held over your life evaporated, leaving only the clarity of your own strength. You had done the work, healed the wounds she created, and now her scars were nothing more than reminders of battles you had already won. Her power was gone, not because she released it, but because you took it back. You were no longer bound by the chains of guilt, fear, or obligation that once defined your relationship. The moment she truly lost was not one she would even recognize. It was the moment you stopped needing anything from her. No validation, no approval, no acknowledgement. Her control over your life had ended not with a fight, but with the quiet, unshakable truth that you no longer cared. Perhaps it was at a family gathering, during a routine phone call, or in one last desperate attempt to pull you back. She tried again, grasping at the final threads of control, but this time, you were different. Her words, once so heavy, now drifted past you like leaves on the wind. You saw through her, each attempt exposed as nothing more than a last-ditch effort to reclaim a power that had never truly been hers. She could sense it too, though she would never admit it. The distance between you was no longer physical, but it was vast and undeniable. Her attempts to wound you, to pull you back into the familiar patterns of emotional cage building, were futile. You remained still, unshaken, as her words dissolved into nothing. The guilt that had once wrapped itself around you like a chain now broke apart at your feet. You didn't need to defend yourself. Your silence was louder than any rebuttal. You walked away, whether physically or emotionally, unscathed by her last desperate attempt. The spell was shattered, and with it, any hold she thought she had over you. You were free, and for the first time, she was left to grapple with the hollow remains of her broken control. Her influence was a distant memory, crumbling under the weight of your self-realization. This victory was not just about breaking free from her control. It was about reclaiming your autonomy, your voice, and your truth. You were no longer living in the shadow of her manipulation. Every step you took was yours. Every decision guided by your inner strength, rather than external expectations. Her attempts to hold you back had only served to highlight how far you had come. The chains that once held you were broken, and you walked forward unburdened, stronger, and more resilient than ever. You no longer sought her permission to thrive. You no longer needed her to confirm your worth. You had found your strength within, and that inner power was a light she could never extinguish. Now is the time to share your story. How did you break free from the spells others tried to cast on you? How did you reclaim your power and rise above the manipulation? Your triumph is not just a personal victory, it is a beacon for others who are still struggling to free themselves. By sharing your experience, you become a guiding light, helping others recognize their own strength. The spell has been broken and you are free. Free from the chains of manipulation, free from the weight of someone else's expectations, and free to live your life on your terms. This is the ultimate victory. Not over your mother, but over the limitations that once held you back. You have reclaimed your power, and with it, your future. The path ahead is yours to shape, and the possibilities are endless. No longer bound by the need for validation or approval, you are free to pursue your dreams, to follow your intuition, and to live in alignment with your true self. The journey of breaking free from the spell of manipulation is not easy, but it is worth it. It requires courage, clarity, and a deep commitment to yourself. But as you walk this path, you will find that the rewards are greater than you could have ever imagined. You are no longer defined by the shadows of your past. You stand tall in your own light, unshaken, unstoppable, and untouchable. The power has always been yours, and now it is undeniable. This is your time, your life, and your truth. Embrace it fully, and watch as the world opens up before you. Now is the time to share your story. How did you break free from the spells others tried to cast on you? How did you reclaim your power and rise above the manipulation? Your triumph is not just a personal victory, it is a beacon for others who are still struggling to free themselves. By sharing your experience, you become a guiding light, helping others recognize their own strength. Thank you for watching this video until the end. Your presence here shows your courage and your desire to grow beyond the shadows of the past. If this video resonated with you, if it inspired you to see your worth and reclaim your power, please consider subscribing to our channel. Join us on this journey of healing, self-discovery, and empowerment. By subscribing, you not only support this community but also ensure that you never miss out on more content designed to uplift and inspire. My friends, remember that the spell is broken. You are free, and the future is yours to create. Welcome back, my dear friends. As the great mystic Rumi once said, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." In our quest for enlightenment, we are not simply navigating mystical auras or divine revelations. We are often called to confront our deepest shadows, the wounds we carry as chosen ones. Our fears, struggles, and moments of doubt are all part of the sacred process of transformation. These challenges are not burdens to be resented, but portals through which the light of divine truth pours into our lives. Today, we shall explore this intricate balance. The life of a chosen one is not only marked by heightened awareness, but also by profound moments of isolation, inner turmoil, and the pressure to live up to an immense spiritual destiny. As we navigate these uncharted waters together, know that you are not alone. We will shed light on the shadows that accompany spiritual awakening and, in doing so, find solace and strength. Together, we will confront these challenges and discover the wisdom hidden within. So stay with us throughout this journey, and if you find this message resonates with your soul, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Inner Mystics. Your support helps spread this light and brings our community closer. Now let's dive into the hidden truths that chosen ones face. One of the first truths about being a chosen one is the heightened sense of awareness that permeates every aspect of life. Imagine living with an enhanced radar system that picks up on the subtlest vibrations in the world around you. Emotions, energies, hidden truths. You may sense things others are blissfully unaware of, whether it's the sadness lurking behind a friend's smile or the unspoken tension in a room full of people. This acute perception is both a gift and a burden. On one hand, heightened awareness allows you to connect with the deeper rhythms of the universe. You can see beyond the surface, uncovering the interconnectedness of all things. The beauty of nature, the joy of a kind word, the whisper of the cosmos, all resonate deeply within you, offering profound moments of clarity and insight. This heightened awareness serves as a guiding light on your spiritual journey, helping you navigate life's challenges with wisdom and grace. Yet this same awareness also exposes you to the darker aspects of the world. Walking into a room, you may instantly feel the stress, anger, or sadness of those around you. It's as if you're a sponge, absorbing the emotional and energetic turmoil of others, whether you want to or not. The weight of the world's suffering can feel relentless, battering your senses and leaving you exhausted. Every news headline, every personal interaction can feel like a barrage of negativity that threatens to overwhelm your inner peace. As a chosen one, managing this sensitivity is crucial. Without proper boundaries, you can easily fall into a cycle of overthinking and emotional burnout. You may find yourself trapped in a loop, constantly processing the emotions and energies you pick up, struggling to make sense of it all. The mind can become a whirlwind of second-guessing, where every subtle shift in energy feels like a puzzle to be solved. This mental fatigue, coupled with the emotional drain of absorbing others' pain, can leave you feeling utterly depleted. The key here is learning to navigate this sensitivity with grace and wisdom. As a chosen one, your heightened awareness is a gift, but it can also feel overwhelming if not properly managed. It's essential to recognize that the solution isn't about shutting down your awareness or dulling your sensitivities. Instead, the journey is about cultivating practices that allow you to protect and sustain your energy while remaining open to the world around you. Grounding techniques, such as spending time in nature, walking barefoot on the earth, or even visualizing roots extending from your body into the ground, can help anchor you when external energies feel too overwhelming. These simple but powerful practices reconnect you to the earth's calming energy, bringing a sense of stability and peace when emotions run high. Mindful breathing is another invaluable tool. In moments of chaos or energetic overload, taking slow, deep breaths allows you to return to the present moment, calming the nervous system and creating a buffer between you and the outside world. This practice not only centers you but also helps regulate emotional responses, allowing you to process intense energies without becoming overwhelmed. Intentional solitude is equally important. As someone who is naturally attuned to the energies of others, you may find that periods of alone time are essential for recalibrating your spirit. These moments of quiet reflection and solitude allow you to release any emotional residue you may have picked up throughout the day. Whether through meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in silence, solitude offers a sacred space for you to recharge and connect with your inner self. By integrating these practices into your daily life, you create a protective shield around your energy field, allowing you to maintain your inner balance and peace amidst the chaos. When you nurture your own well-being, you continue to shine your light without being consumed by the darkness or negativity around you. This is the delicate dance of being a chosen one, learning to embrace your heightened sensitivity while cultivating the strength to stand firm in your own energy. Being a chosen one often comes with a profound sense of purpose. You may feel as though you've been handed a cosmic mission, something that gives your life meaning and direction. But with this sense of purpose comes immense pressure. It's as if you're carrying the weight of a boulder on your shoulders, tasked with fulfilling a destiny that you may not fully understand. This sense of responsibility can be overwhelming. There's no instruction manual for the path you're on, no clear guidelines for how to navigate the twists and turns of your spiritual journey. The pressure to live up to your potential, to not waste your gifts, can lead to constant self-questioning. You may find yourself striving for perfection in everything you do, fearing that any misstep could derail your divine mission. It's important to recognize that this pressure, whether self-imposed or perceived from others, can be paralyzing. You may feel a relentless need to prove yourself, to be the best version of who you think you're supposed to be. This striving for success can overshadow the joy and fulfillment that should naturally arise from living in alignment with your purpose. Instead of feeling inspired by your calling, you may find yourself burdened by it. Moreover, the fear of failure looms large for many chosen ones. The stakes feel higher because your path is not just about personal success. It's tied to a greater spiritual mission. Every decision you make, every action you take, feels significant. The pressure to succeed can lead to chronic stress, where even small setbacks are magnified into existential crises. You may constantly overthink how to be more successful, Whether in your career, relationships, or personal growth, always striving for better and feeling guilty for taking breaks. But here's the truth. Your worth is not measured by how perfectly you fulfill your purpose. The divine does not expect perfection from you. Your purpose is not a burden to bear, but a path to walk with grace and curiosity. When you release the pressure to perform, you open yourself up to the joy and freedom that comes with living authentically. It's not about doing everything right. It's about being true to yourself and embracing the journey with all its ups and downs. As a chosen one, you likely operate on a higher vibrational frequency, which allows you to tap into the beauty and harmony of the universe. This heightened vibration can lead to moments of deep connection, where you feel aligned with the flow of the cosmos and filled with joy, love, and light. Yet this same vibrational sensitivity also makes you more attuned to the chaos and negativity of the world. It's like having an internal tuning fork that resonates with every high and low frequency around you. While you can experience profound joy and connection, you are also acutely aware of discord, suffering, and distress. The constant barrage of negative energies can feel overwhelming, leaving you drained and disconnected from your own inner peace. Living in a world that seems perpetually out of harmony with your higher vibration can be deeply challenging. You may struggle to relate to those around you, feeling as though your experiences and perceptions are out of sync with the collective consciousness. Conversations that once seemed engaging may now feel trivial, and you may find it difficult to engage in activities that others enjoy. This disconnect can lead to a profound sense of loneliness and isolation, as you search for deeper meaning and connection in a world that often seems focused on the superficial. Maintaining a higher vibration requires continuous effort and mindfulness. It's not enough to simply stay positive. You must actively cultivate practices that keep your energy high, even in the face of negativity. Meditation, energy work, and spending time in nature can help you stay grounded and aligned with your higher self. But it's also important to acknowledge that it's okay to struggle. It's okay to feel overwhelmed by the weight of the world at times. The key is to practice self-compassion, allowing yourself the space to rest and recharge when needed. You are not meant to carry the weight of the world's suffering on your own. By nurturing your own light, you can continue to shine brightly, even in the darkest of times. As a chosen one, you are often called to be a leader, whether you seek the role or not. People naturally look to you for guidance, support, and wisdom. Your spiritual insight and compassionate heart make you the go-to person for advice, whether it's about personal issues, emotional struggles, or navigating life's challenges. While this role can be deeply fulfilling, it also comes with its own set of burdens. Leadership, especially in a spiritual context, can feel like a never-ending responsibility. You may be expected to have all the answers, to always do the right thing, and to shoulder the burdens that others shy away from. This sense of responsibility can create a sense of distance between you and those around you, as few people truly understand the weight you carry. The pressure to always be strong, to always be on, can lead to burnout and exhaustion. Moreover, the constant demands on your time and energy can make it difficult to prioritize your own needs. You may find yourself sacrificing personal desires and leisure in the name of helping others. While you are passionate about making a difference in the world, this relentless focus on serving others can leave you feeling stretched thin, with little time or energy left for yourself. The challenge here is learning to set boundaries without feeling guilty. It's essential to recognize that you cannot pour from an empty cup. Taking time for self-care is not selfish, it's necessary. By nurturing your own well-being, you are better equipped to help others. The key is to find balance, knowing when to step into your role as a leader and when to step back and focus on your own needs. Leadership is not about being perfect or always having the answers. It's about being authentic, showing up with integrity, and leading by example. When you allow yourself the grace to rest and recharge, you become a more effective and compassionate leader. One of the most difficult aspects of being a chosen one is the profound sense of isolation that often accompanies the journey. Despite your heightened awareness and spiritual insights, You may find yourself feeling deeply alone. It's like being a lighthouse, guiding others through the darkness, but isolated from the mainland, standing solitary amidst the crashing waves. Your unique perspective and deep insights set you apart from those around you, making it challenging to find people who truly understand your journey. While others engage in everyday conversations about work, relationships, or entertainment, you may be lost in contemplation of deeper truths and spiritual mysteries. This disconnect can make social interactions feel superficial and unfulfilling, as though the gap between your inner world and the outer world is too vast to bridge. Moreover, the isolation isn't just social, it's emotional. You carry the weight of your insights and challenges by yourself, often without a confidant who can share in your experiences. This emotional solitude can amplify feelings of self-doubt, as there's no external validation or support to reassure you that you're on the right path. Over time, this isolation can spiral into feelings of insignificance and hopelessness, making it harder to stay motivated and positive. But it's important to remember that solitude is not a punishment. It is often the space where the most profound growth occurs. In the quiet of your own company, you are given the opportunity to connect deeply with your own soul, to listen to the whispers of the universe, and to find strength within yourself. While the loneliness may feel overwhelming at times, it is also a fertile ground for self-discovery and transformation. To combat the negative aspects of isolation, seek out kindred spirits who resonate with your journey. Whether through spiritual communities, online groups, or close friendships, finding others who share your perspective can help ease the burden of loneliness. And remember, it's okay to ask for help. You don't have to carry the weight of your journey alone. Resilience is one of the hallmarks of a chosen one's journey. It's like being in a never-ending marathon, where the finish line keeps moving further and further away. Each challenge you face strengthens your character, but the relentless nature of these trials can lead to chronic stress and emotional exhaustion. The potential for emotional scars is the darker side of resilience. Over time, the accumulation of hardships can leave deep wounds that are difficult to heal. The emotional toll of constantly bracing for the next hurdle can weigh heavily on your spirit, leaving you feeling battle-weary and worn down. The expectation to always be the bigger person, to rise above every challenge, can feel like an unfair burden, especially when you are struggling internally. It's important to acknowledge that while resilience is a powerful trait, it comes with its own costs. The constant challenges that build resilience can take a significant toll on your well-being, both mentally and physically. If you don't take time to nurture and heal yourself, these emotional wounds can fester, leading to burnout and depression. The key here is to find ways to nurture yourself amidst the trials. This means practicing self-compassion, allowing yourself the space to rest, and recognizing that it's okay to feel vulnerable. You are not expected to be invincible. Your strength lies not in your ability to avoid pain, but in your ability to move through it with grace and courage. Intuition is one of the greatest gifts a chosen one possesses. It's like having a sixth sense that constantly feeds you information from the unseen world. You may find yourself picking up on truths, emotions, and underlying tensions that others overlook. This intuitive understanding can guide you and provide clarity, helping you navigate life with a deeper sense of purpose. But this gift also comes with its challenges. Your intuition may make you overly cautious or suspicious of others' motives. You may find it difficult to trust people, always sensing the hidden agendas or unspoken emotions that lie beneath the surface. This constant state of alertness can lead to hypervigilance, where you're always on guard, scanning your environment for signs and signals that others miss. While this heightened awareness can be incredibly valuable, it can also be mentally exhausting. The constant influx of intuitive information can leave you feeling drained, as you're perpetually processing and analyzing the energies around you. Finding inner peace and tranquility can be difficult when your mind is always working overtime, trying to make sense of the subtle shifts in the world around you. The key to navigating this intuitive gift is learning how to manage the flow of information. You don't have to tune into everything all the time. By setting energetic boundaries and practicing mindfulness, you can control when and how you engage with your intuition. This allows you to preserve your mental and emotional energy, ensuring that your gift remains a source of strength rather than a burden. My friends, as we conclude our exploration of the shadows that accompany the path of a chosen one, remember this: the challenges you face are not obstacles meant to break you. They are part of the unique journey you have been called to undertake. Each trial, each moment of darkness, is an opportunity for growth, learning, and transformation. Many who believe in soul contracts and past life reincarnation suggest that you chose this life and its experiences as part of your soul's eternal journey. This belief highlights the incredible strength and resilience of your spirit. Every wound, every hardship, is a portal through which the light of divine truth enters your life. So don't be too harsh on yourself. Don't let others' expectations weigh you down or make you feel guilty for taking time to care for your own well-being. Your journey is about balance, giving generously to others while also nurturing yourself. You are not here to carry the weight of the world on your own. Allow yourself the grace to rest, to heal, and to find joy in the process. Your path is one of immense challenges, but it is also one of incredible rewards. Embrace both the light and the dark, for it is through this balance that true enlightenment is found. And always remember, you are not alone. We are all walking this path together, and your light, no matter how dim it may seem at times, shines brightly in the cosmos. Until next time, dear my friends, continue to seek balance, cherish the light within, and face the shadows with courage. If you found this message resonating, I invite you to like, comment, and share it with those who might benefit from it. Together, we can spread this light to others and create a community of seekers who support one another on this sacred journey. May you find peace, strength, and cosmic love on your path. Until we meet again, keep shining. Have you ever felt a quiet whisper in the depths of your soul, a subtle yet persistent call pulling you towards something greater than yourself? A yearning, perhaps, to fulfill a higher purpose? Throughout history, this internal stirring has captivated the hearts of spiritual seekers, mystics, and prophets alike. They ponder, what does it mean to be one of God's chosen ones? How does the divine select those who are called upon for a sacred mission? Is it an immutable destiny, or is it a path we consciously choose as we journey through life? In today's exploration, we will unveil 7 profound secrets about how God chooses His chosen ones. These divine mysteries are not just abstract concepts, but sacred truths that, when understood, can transform your spiritual journey and deepen your connection with the divine. As we embark on this exploration, let us reflect on the powerful words of the mystic Meister Eckhart, who said, "The eye through which I see God is the same eye through which God sees me. My eye and God's eye are one eye, one seeing, one knowing, one love." This statement points us toward the mysterious union between the divine and the chosen. It reveals that to be chosen by God is not about external merit or arbitrary selection, but about an intimate, transcendent connection. This connection is far deeper than the mind can comprehend, a sacred alignment of love, will, and purpose. So, are you ready to discover how God's chosen ones are selected? Let us dive deep into these divine secrets and unlock the mysteries that have been hidden for centuries. Before we unravel the 7 divine secrets, we must first understand the nature of being chosen. Many people wrongly assume that being chosen by God is a form of favoritism, where certain individuals are singled out above others due to superior qualities or deeds. However, this assumption could not be further from the truth. God's selection is not based on merit in the traditional sense. It is not about who is better, more righteous, or more deserving. Instead, it is about alignment. To be chosen by God is to be in a state of receptivity, where your soul resonates with the divine's will and purpose. This alignment is not something that can be manufactured or forced. It is a natural spiritual connection that arises from deep within. It's like two strings on a harp, vibrating in harmony, producing a resonance that can only be described as divine. When this resonance occurs, the individual becomes a vessel for divine grace, wisdom, and love. They are chosen not because they are superior, but because they are uniquely equipped to fulfill a specific sacred mission. This divine selection is less about who you are on the outside and more about the internal alignment of your heart with God's will. The first divine secret is that being chosen by God begins with a call to the heart. This call is not a loud proclamation from the heavens, nor is it an external command. Instead, it is a quiet, almost imperceptible stirring in the depths of your soul. It is an inner invitation that draws you toward a higher purpose, often when you least expect it. This divine call may come during a time of deep contemplation, in the quiet moments of solitude, or even in the midst of great joy or sorrow. It can appear as a sense of longing, an unquenchable thirst to know more about the mysteries of life and the universe. For others, it may manifest as an unsettling feeling that their current path is not aligned with their true purpose. There may be a gnawing realization that there is something greater awaiting them, a spiritual quest that cannot be ignored. What sets this call apart is that it speaks directly to the heart, bypassing the ego and intellect. It is not driven by external rewards like fame, success, or recognition. Rather, it comes from an inner knowing that something sacred awaits, and that the individual is meant to play a role in fulfilling it. Those who are truly chosen cannot easily dismiss this call. It echoes within their hearts, growing stronger with each passing day. Eventually, they feel compelled to answer it, stepping onto a path that leads them deeper into the mysteries of the divine. But here lies an important distinction. Not everyone who hears the call responds to it. Many feel the subtle stirrings of this divine invitation, but choose to ignore it due to fear, doubt, or the distractions of daily life. However, those who are truly chosen, those whose souls are in alignment with the divine, cannot turn away. The call becomes too powerful, too insistent to deny. It is here that the journey of the chosen begins. Once the call to the heart is answered, the second divine secret reveals itself: the purification process. This process is often misunderstood, as it is not merely about moral cleansing or outward righteousness. Instead, it is a deep spiritual refinement that prepares the chosen ones for their divine mission. When someone is chosen by God, they are called to reflect the divine light in its purest form. But before this light can shine through them, the clouds of ego, fear, and attachment must be cleared away. These clouds, accumulated over years of conditioning and past experiences, obscure the true brilliance of the soul. The purification process is designed to remove these obstructions, allowing the chosen ones to serve as clear, unobstructed vessels for divine wisdom and love. This process can be intense and challenging. It often requires facing the shadows within, the unresolved traumas, the deep-seated fears, and the limiting beliefs that have shaped their identity. These hidden aspects of the self are like anchors, holding the chosen ones back from their full potential. But through purification, these anchors are brought to the surface, allowing them to be healed, released, and transformed. This phase of the journey can be uncomfortable, even painful at times. It is not uncommon for the chosen ones to experience periods of deep introspection, where they must confront the parts of themselves that they have long avoided. Yet it is through this confrontation that true healing takes place. Purification is not a punishment. It is a sacred process of shedding the old, so the soul can radiate with the full brilliance of its divine purpose. As the purification process unfolds, the third divine secret begins to emerge: the awakening of spiritual gifts. These gifts are not random talents or abilities, but are spiritual faculties bestowed upon the chosen ones to help them fulfill their divine mission. While every soul has inherent spiritual potential, the chosen ones often possess heightened or specialized gifts that align with their purpose. Spiritual gifts can take many forms: Some chosen ones may discover they have the gift of healing, the ability to channel divine energy to bring about physical, emotional, or spiritual restoration in others. Others may possess the gift of prophecy, receiving visions or insights about future events that guide individuals or communities with divine wisdom. Still others may have the gift of discernment, allowing them to perceive the true nature of situations or people, seeing beyond the surface to the spiritual realities at play. The awakening of these gifts is closely tied to the purification process. As the chosen ones release the layers of ego and attachment, their spiritual faculties begin to emerge with greater clarity and power. These gifts are not new. They are latent abilities that have always existed within the soul, waiting for the right conditions to be activated. The purification process creates these conditions, allowing the gifts to rise to the surface and be used in service to the divine mission. For many, this awakening can be both exhilarating and disorienting. The chosen ones may suddenly find themselves aware of energies, thoughts, or emotions that they were previously oblivious to. They may receive intuitive insights or messages that challenge their previous understanding of reality. This expansion of awareness requires adjustment, as the chosen ones learn to manage their newfound abilities and integrate them into their daily lives. It's essential to understand that these spiritual gifts are not for personal gain or recognition. They are divine tools, given to serve a higher purpose. The chosen ones must learn to use them wisely, with humility and compassion, always in alignment with the divine will. In doing so, they fulfill their sacred mission and contribute to the upliftment of humanity. The fourth divine secret introduces us to one of the most profound mysteries in the spiritual journey, the delicate interplay between destiny and free will. Many people struggle to reconcile these two seemingly contradictory forces: destiny, which implies a predetermined path, and free will, which suggests personal choice. Yet for the chosen ones, these forces are not in opposition. Rather, they dance together in a harmonious relationship that guides them toward their divine mission. Destiny, in the spiritual sense, refers to the soul's overarching plan, its blueprint for evolution. This plan outlines the key experiences, challenges, and opportunities that the soul will encounter during its earthly journey. For the chosen ones, this destiny often involves significant roles in guiding, healing, or uplifting others. Their lives are woven into the greater tapestry of the divine plan, which seeks to bring humanity into greater alignment with love, truth, and harmony. However, destiny is not a rigid script. It is more like a map, offering a general outline of the path while allowing for personal expression and choice along the way. This is where free will comes into play. The chosen ones have the freedom to make decisions that can either bring them closer to fulfilling their divine mission or lead them away from it. Every choice they make is a brushstroke on the canvas of their destiny, contributing to the overall picture of their spiritual journey. One of the greatest challenges for the chosen ones is to discern between the guidance of destiny and the distractions of the ego. The ego often seeks comfort, security, and validation, desires that can pull the chosen ones away from their true purpose. In contrast, the call of destiny often requires sacrifice, courage, and faith, qualities that the ego may resist. The chosen ones must learn to distinguish between these two voices, choosing the path that aligns with their higher purpose, even when it is difficult or uncertain. In doing so, they bring their destiny to life, not as passive recipients of fate, but as active co-creators with the divine. The fifth divine secret reveals one of the most vital tools for the chosen ones: the power of intuition and inner guidance. Intuition is often described as the voice of the soul, a direct line of communication between the individual and the divine. For the chosen ones, intuition is not just a helpful tool, it is an essential aspect of their journey. It allows them to access wisdom that transcends the limitations of the rational mind and guides them toward their divine purpose. Intuition manifests in various ways: through gut feelings, flashes of insight, dreams, or even synchronicities that seem too meaningful to be mere coincidence. The chosen ones often find that as they progress on their spiritual path, their intuition becomes stronger and more reliable. This is because they are constantly attuning themselves to the frequency of the divine, clearing away the noise of the ego and becoming more receptive to subtle energies. One of the most important lessons for the chosen ones is learning to trust their intuition. In a world that often values logic, reason, and external validation, relying on something as intangible as inner guidance can be challenging. However, intuition is a gift from the divine, a form of communication that goes beyond the physical world. The chosen ones must learn to honor this gift, to listen to their inner voice, and to act on its guidance, even when it goes against conventional wisdom or logic. The sixth divine secret centers on the transformative power of service and selflessness. While spiritual gifts and inner guidance are essential for the chosen ones, their ultimate purpose is not fulfilled in isolation. The true mission of the chosen ones lies in how they use their gifts to serve others. Service, in the context of the chosen ones, is not merely about performing good deeds or charitable acts. It is about living in a state of constant awareness of their role as instruments of the divine. It is about putting aside personal ambitions, desires, and even needs in order to fulfill a greater purpose. This does not mean neglecting oneself, but rather understanding that true fulfillment comes from contributing to the well-being of others. The chosen ones recognize that their spiritual gifts are not for their own glorification, but for the upliftment of humanity and the world. This selflessness is not merely an external act, it is a state of being. The chosen ones live with the awareness that every action, no matter how small, has the potential to make a significant impact on the collective consciousness. The final divine secret is perhaps the most mysterious of all, the mystery of divine timing. While the chosen ones may feel a sense of urgency to fulfill their mission, they must also learn to trust in the timing of the divine. This timing is not always in sync with human expectations, but it is always perfect in its alignment with the greater plan. Divine timing ensures that the chosen ones are prepared for the tasks they are called to undertake. There may be periods of waiting, during which they are being refined, tested, and prepared. These periods are essential, as they allow the chosen ones to develop the skills, wisdom, and resilience needed to fulfill their mission effectively. Trusting in divine timing requires patience and surrender. The chosen ones must release their attachment to specific outcomes and trust that everything is unfolding as it should. By aligning their free will with divine timing, they create a harmonious flow, where their actions are in perfect sync with the greater plan. As we conclude this journey through the 7 divine secrets, it becomes clear that being chosen by God is not a static state, but a dynamic, evolving path. It is a journey of deep transformation, where the soul continually grows, purifies, and aligns with the divine. Each of these secrets, beginning with the call to the heart, the purification process, the awakening of spiritual gifts, the balance of destiny and free will, the power of intuition, the importance of service, and the mystery of divine timing, forms the foundation of this sacred path. The chosen ones are not called to a life of ease, but to a life of purpose. They are tasked with embodying divine love, wisdom, and service in a world that deeply needs it. This path requires courage, humility, and a willingness to step into the unknown, guided by the hand of the divine. For those who feel the stirrings of this call within their own hearts, remember, you are not alone. The divine walks with you, guiding you, supporting you, and helping you fulfill your highest potential. Embrace your role as one of the chosen with love, faith, and trust, knowing that your journey, though challenging, is profoundly sacred and deeply transformative. If this exploration resonated with you, we invite you to engage further, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let us continue to build a community of seekers, united in our quest for spiritual growth and alignment with the divine. Together, we can shine our light and make a lasting impact on the world. Stay blessed, and may your journey be filled with grace, wisdom, and divine love. You might be surprised by what I'm about to share with you today. For some, it may even seem unbelievable. But if you've been on this spiritual journey, you already understand that the universe speaks to us in ways far beyond what the mind can fully grasp. Today, I'm here with a message that could change everything. A love like nothing you've ever experienced is on its way to you. Yes, you, the chosen one. The universe is now signaling that you're ready, and what's coming will completely transform your life. Before we go deeper, take a moment to align with the energy of this message. Like and subscribe to Inner Mystics, your gateway to deeper spiritual insights and the hidden wisdom of the universe, guiding you on your journey to self-discovery and awakening. Comment with 77 to send a powerful signal to the universe that you're ready for this divine connection. And remember, if you are truly one of the chosen ones, you'll want to watch this video all the way to the end. This will be your confirmation that this message was meant for you. If you're not ready, you may find yourself drifting away. But for those serious about fully absorbing this experience, play the video on repeat. Let its energy seep into your soul, magnifying the connection that awaits. Now, let's begin your journey into divine love. Love is the most powerful force in the universe. It is the energy from which all life emerges and to which all souls are drawn. But as a chosen one, your experience of love is unlike any other. While many seek fleeting connections based on surface-level desires, your connection to love is profound, sacred, and transcendent. You are not here to experience love as the world typically understands it. What is coming your way is a divine love that transcends time, space, and even physical reality. This is a love that originates from the very source, meant not only to fulfill your heart but to elevate your soul to its highest potential. This love has been written in the stars for you. It was destined before you even incarnated into this life. The universe has been preparing you, guiding you, and molding you for this very moment. Every heartache, every disappointment, every moment of loneliness was not rejection. It was protection. Love has not eluded you. It has been waiting for the right time, waiting until you were ready for this sacred union. This divine love is unlike anything you've ever known. It is not rooted in the superficial, ego-driven desires that so many relationships are entangled in. Instead, it is a love that will challenge you to rise, to become the highest version of yourself, to embrace the greatness that has always been within you. It will awaken parts of your soul that have lain dormant, waiting for this precise moment. You may have felt alone, misunderstood, or questioned why past relationships never seemed to fulfill your deepest longings. You might have wondered if love was even part of your path at all, or if your journey was meant to be one of solitude. But all of those questions were part of your preparation. Every heartbreak was a lesson, every disappointment a necessary refinement of your soul. The truth is, you were never meant to settle for ordinary love. You were destined for something far greater. And now, the universe is orchestrating this divine union, a love that will transform not only your heart, but your entire life. The love that is coming your way will reflect your deepest truths, mirroring back to you the divine essence that you've always carried within. It will be a connection so deep, so profound, that when it arrives, you will have no doubt. There will be no confusion, no second guessing. You will not wonder if this is the one. You will know. Your soul will recognize this connection instantly because it has been waiting for it across lifetimes. This is the love your heart has been preparing for, the love that will finally make you feel at home after wandering through the cosmos, searching for what has always been meant for you. This love is not just for your personal fulfillment. It is deeply intertwined with your divine mission. The person who is coming into your life is not just a romantic partner, they are your divine counterpart. Together, your energies will merge, creating a powerful force that will not only uplift your lives but will ripple out into the world, serving the collective consciousness in ways you cannot yet comprehend. The signs have already been appearing in your life. You've felt the subtle shifts in energy. You've noticed synchronicities, the repeated numbers, the strange yet familiar faces, the feelings of anticipation. These are not coincidences. They are breadcrumbs left by the universe, guiding you toward this sacred union. Trust in what is unfolding, for it is greater than anything you've ever imagined. As a chosen one, the love you are about to experience is not an ordinary connection. This is a sacred union, a spiritual contract that was written long before you incarnated into this lifetime. It is a bond that transcends the physical world, merging the energies of two souls who have journeyed together across many lifetimes, evolving, learning, and preparing for this divine moment. This sacred union is about more than personal happiness or romantic fulfillment. It is about fulfilling a higher purpose. The love that is entering your life has the power to elevate not only your soul, but also the collective consciousness. It is a divine partnership, blessed and guided by the universe itself. You and your counterpart have been on separate journeys, each of you facing your own lessons, challenges, and healing. The universe has been orchestrating your individual paths, preparing both of you for the moment when you would be ready to reunite. The timing had to be perfect. You had to reach a certain level of spiritual readiness, just as your counterpart had to do the same. When this union manifests, you will feel an immediate sense of recognition. There will be a deep knowing, a familiarity that goes beyond physical attraction or emotional connection. It will be a soul-level bond, a merging of energies that speaks to the deepest parts of your being. This is not a connection that is bound by the limitations of the earthly plane. It is not about fulfilling your human needs for companionship or validation. This love is spiritual in nature. It is about the merging of two souls who have been destined to come together for a greater purpose. As you come into this sacred union, you may feel as though the universe itself is conspiring to bring the two of you together. Signs, synchronicities, and divine guidance will abound. Pay attention to the signals around you, for they are leading you directly to your counterpart. But with this divine connection comes great responsibility. The union of chosen ones is not without its challenges. This is a love that will push you to grow, to evolve, and to step fully into your spiritual mission. You are not just coming together for personal joy. You are coming together to serve a higher purpose, to be a beacon of divine love in a world that desperately needs healing. The intensity of this connection may feel overwhelming at times. Divine love is powerful, and it will bring to the surface any unresolved fears, insecurities, or wounds that need to be healed. But know that this is all part of the process. The universe is asking you to trust in the love that is coming to you, to surrender to the divine plan, and to embrace the transformation that this union will bring. Even though this sacred union is on its way, the universe is asking you to take this time to prepare. You are on the cusp of something extraordinary, but before this love can fully manifest, there is still inner work to be done. You've already come so far, but now is the time to fine-tune your energy, to align yourself fully with the love that is about to enter your life. This preparation is not about taking action in the external world. It is about going within. The universe is asking you to clear away any lingering doubts, fears, or unresolved emotions that may still be holding you back. This is the time to release the baggage of the past, to let go of any old wounds or traumas that cannot accompany you into this sacred union. One of the most important aspects of this preparation is learning to love yourself fully. You cannot expect to experience divine love if you are not aligned with that love within yourself. Self-love is the foundation upon which this sacred union will be built. If there are still parts of yourself that you reject or criticize, now is the time to heal those parts. This is a time for deep reflection, for meditation, and for aligning your energy with the divine love that is already making its way toward you. The universe is clearing the path, removing any obstacles or situations that no longer serve your highest good. You may notice shifts in your external reality, relationships or circumstances falling away as new ones come into your life. Trust in this process. Take this time to get clear about your intentions. What kind of love are you ready to receive? What kind of partner are you ready to become? Be honest with yourself, and don't be afraid to dream big. The universe is ready to deliver exactly what your soul desires, but you must first be clear about what that is. As you do this inner work, you will feel a shift in your energy. You will begin to feel lighter, more aligned, and more open to receiving the love that is already on its way to you. You may even start to sense your counterpart's energy as though they are already with you in spirit. This is a sign that the union is close, that the time for divine love is almost here. Trust in the process. You are exactly where you need to be. The moment you have been preparing for is finally here. After all the inner work, all the healing, and all the waiting, the love that was written in the stars for you is arriving. It may not happen in the way you expect, or at the time you anticipate, but divine love works in mysterious ways. It transcends time and space, arriving exactly when it is meant to, even if it defies logic or expectation. You've spent so long wondering if this kind of love was even possible. You've endured heartbreak, disappointment, and maybe even feelings of abandonment. But all of that was simply preparation for this divine connection. Every experience, every lesson, every moment of growth has led you to this point. When this love arrives, it will not be subtle. It will be like a tidal wave crashing into your life with such force that it washes away all your doubts, fears, and hesitations. It will be undeniable, unmistakable, and so powerful that it transforms the way you see yourself and the world around you. Before you even meet this person in the physical realm, you will feel their presence. It will be an intuitive knowing, a deep sense that something extraordinary is about to happen. This is not the usual feeling of excitement or anticipation. It is a profound recognition, a soul-level understanding that the love you've been waiting for is about to manifest. When you finally come face to face with your divine counterpart, the connection will be instantaneous. There will be no need for explanations or introductions. Your souls will recognize each other immediately, as though you have known each other for eons, because in truth, you have. This love has been guiding you across lifetimes, and now, it has finally arrived. This divine love will not only transform your heart, it will transform your entire existence. It will awaken parts of your soul that you never knew existed. It will challenge you, push you, and inspire you to become the highest version of yourself. Together, you and your counterpart will be a force of nature, a beacon of divine love and light in a world that desperately needs healing. In this sacred union, the power of two is beyond anything you've ever experienced. When two chosen ones come together, their combined energy creates a force that is unstoppable. Together, you and your divine counterpart are capable of shifting realities, changing timelines, and manifesting your highest dreams. This love is not just for your personal fulfillment. It is a love that has been divinely orchestrated to serve a higher purpose. The universe has brought you together, not only to uplift your own lives, but also to elevate the collective consciousness. The love you share is a gift, not just to each other, but to the world. As you step into this divine partnership, you will begin to see how powerful you are together. Every action you take, every word you speak will carry the energy of your sacred union. This love will ignite a fire within both of you, a passion for life and for your divine mission that will propel you forward in ways you've never imagined. Together, you and your counterpart will be able to manifest your dreams with ease. The universe will conspire to bring opportunities, people, and resources into your lives to support your divine mission. This is the power of divine love in action, the power to co-create with the universe and to bring forth a new reality. But this mission is not just about what you accomplish externally. It is also about your own continued spiritual growth. Even though you have come together in this sacred union, your journey is far from over. In fact, it is just beginning. Together, you will continue to evolve, pushing each other to new heights of consciousness and deeper levels of understanding. While divine love is a gift beyond measure, it is not without its challenges. This is not an ordinary connection, and it will not follow the typical patterns of earthly relationships. The intensity of this love will push you to confront parts of yourself that you may have kept hidden or ignored. It will bring to the surface old wounds, fears, and insecurities that still need healing. In many ways, this sacred union will act as a mirror, reflecting back to you the areas where you still need growth and transformation. This can be difficult to face at times, especially when it feels like the person you love the most is triggering your deepest fears. But understand that this is not happening to hurt you. It is happening to heal you. Divine love is a powerful force that shines light into the darkest corners of your soul. It offers you the opportunity to confront and release the shadows that have been holding you back. The love you share with your counterpart will be both a source of immense healing and a catalyst for profound growth. You may find that old patterns of self-doubt or unworthiness resurface as you navigate this intense connection. You may question whether you are truly deserving of such a profound love or whether you are capable of maintaining a relationship that is so deeply spiritual and emotionally charged. These doubts are natural, and they are part of the spiritual growth that this union is meant to catalyze. Remember, you have been chosen for this love. You are more than capable of receiving it, nurturing it, and growing it into something powerful. The universe is asking you to trust in the process, to trust in yourself, and to trust in your counterpart. Now that you have stepped into this sacred union, it is time to focus on the mission that you and your counterpart are meant to fulfill together. This union is not just about the love you share with each other. It is about the work you are here to do as a team. The universe has brought you together for a reason, and that reason extends far beyond your personal happiness. As chosen ones, you and your divine counterpart have a unique mission to fulfill. You are here to uplift humanity, to raise the vibration of the planet, and to bring healing and light to the world. Together, you are a force of nature, a beacon of divine love that will inspire and guide others on their own spiritual journeys. Your mission may involve healing work, spiritual teaching, or creative expression. Whatever it is, know that the universe has equipped both of you with the tools, talents, and spiritual gifts needed to fulfill this mission. Your sacred union has amplified these gifts, and now it is time to use them in service to the greater good. As you move forward on this path, stay connected to Source and to each other. The love you share is your greatest strength, and it will guide you through any challenges that arise. Together, you are unstoppable, and the work you are here to do will have a profound impact on the collective consciousness. Remember, divine love is not just about personal fulfillment, it is about transformation. You are being called into something far greater than yourself, something that will shift not only your reality, but also the energy of those around you. As we come to the end of this journey, remember that divine love is not a fleeting experience. It is a lifetime commitment to growth, healing, and transformation. You are being called into a sacred union that will test, heal, and elevate you to new heights of consciousness. The love that is coming to you is not just about personal joy. It is about fulfilling your divine mission, about stepping into your highest potential alongside your counterpart. This is the love you have been waiting for, the love that will bring you back to the truth of who you are, a divine being chosen by the universe to fulfill a higher purpose. There will be moments when the intensity of this connection feels overwhelming, but that is because you are being pushed to evolve into your highest self. The universe doesn't place such a profound love in your life without knowing that you are capable of receiving it, nurturing it, and growing it into something powerful. If you've made it to the end of this message, it's a sign that you are truly ready for this divine love. You are ready for the transformation that it will bring. You are ready to step into your divine purpose alongside your counterpart. So, as you leave this space, Hold on to the energy we've shared here. Replay this message to absorb its vibrations. Comment with 77 to affirm your readiness to receive this divine love. Like and subscribe to Inner Mystics to stay connected to your spiritual journey. The love you've been waiting for is on its way, and it is unlike anything you've ever experienced before. Until next time, chosen ones, continue your journey in love and light. The world often operates on perceptions, on the surface of things. People look at your age, your appearance, and assume that they know your limitations. They see youth as a synonym for inexperience, and they mistake your patience for weakness. But the truth is that your spirit is far older than your years. Your soul carries within it the weight of lifetimes, forged in the fires of adversity, strengthened by trials, and illuminated by divine wisdom. You are not bound by the narrow confines of this lifetime, nor by the judgments of those who are blind to your true power. When they dismiss you as naive, they fail to see that your strength does not come from earthly knowledge alone. It is a gift from the divine. You are chosen, handpicked by the Creator long before you took your first breath in this world. The journey you walk is not one dictated by the fleeting perceptions of others, but by the eternal hand of God guiding your every step. Every moment of underestimation, every slight, every attempt to undermine you has been woven into a divine plan far beyond what they can comprehend. And soon, they will see the truth. They will witness the power of God manifesting through you. Throughout your journey, your youthful appearance has been both a gift and a challenge. It's a gift in the sense that it reflects the powerful energy that flows from within. You possess a light, an unmistakable glow that makes you seem untouched by the harshness of the world, as though time itself respects your essence. Yet on the other hand, it is a challenge, because this same youthful visage leads many to underestimate you. They see only the surface, judging by appearance alone, and mistakenly believe that you lack the depth and wisdom that age typically bestows. In their eyes, youth equates to inexperience, to being untested, unwise, and easily manipulated. But what they fail to recognize is that age is not the sole marker of wisdom. Your spirit carries the weight of ages. You were chosen long before you entered this world, a being of profound knowledge, imbued with ancient truths that defy the limitations of time. Your spirit is vibrant, timeless, and constantly renewed by a connection to the divine that surpasses the understanding of those around you. They thought they could mess with you. They assumed their whispers, their manipulation, their attempts to undermine your strength would go unnoticed or unchallenged. After all, in their eyes, you were but a youth, and youth is often easy prey. But oh, how mistaken they were. Beneath the surface lies a power they could never have anticipated, a divine force that dismantles their illusions and reveals the truth. God has never left your side, and in every moment of belittlement, every attempt to step over you, the divine plan was already in motion, working to reveal the truth of who you are. They looked at you and saw someone too young to understand, too inexperienced to matter. What they didn't realize was that every condescending smirk, every dismissive glance, and every undermining action only fueled the divine plan that had been quietly unfolding behind the scenes. For you are not merely your age or appearance. You are a chosen one, entrusted with wisdom that transcends time and space. While they played their games, thinking they could take advantage of what they perceived as weakness, you were operating on a different plane altogether, guided by a force far greater than their shallow judgments. In your workplace, in your social circles, perhaps even within your own family, they've tried the same tired tactics. They've taken credit for your ideas, thinking you would stay silent. They've whispered behind your back, confident that your voice held no weight. They've acted as though their seniority, their age, or their worldly achievements somehow gave them the right to dismiss you. But what they fail to grasp is that while they scramble for status and validation, you are grounded in something infinitely more powerful, the guidance of the divine. When the critical moment arrived and everyone was scrambling for solutions, it was you who stood firm, rooted in the ancient wisdom that flows through your veins. You didn't just present an innovative plan, you laid it out with such conviction, such quiet strength, that the room fell silent. The very people who had sought to dismiss you were now watching in disbelief as your ideas began to flourish. Their empty boasts crumbled into dust, and all that remained was the undeniable truth that you are a force to be reckoned with, someone whose wisdom cannot be dismissed simply because of youthful appearance. The divine spark within you had made itself known, and there was no going back. The room had been silenced not by noise, but by the undeniable power of your presence. What they didn't understand and still struggle to comprehend is that your youthful appearance is not a mere physical trait. It is a direct reflection of the divine energy that radiates from within you. It's not just your skin or your features that make you appear younger. It's the light you carry, the vibrancy of your spirit that defies the normal limits of the human condition. Your connection to the source, to the eternal, keeps your spirit vibrant and alive. Every time you walk in faith, every time you release old wounds, shed the weight of negativity, and trust in the divine, you allow that radiant energy to flow more freely through you, revitalizing your body and soul. This is why, while others may age with time, your essence remains ageless. You possess the wisdom of the ancients, yet you still carry the playfulness and wonder of youth. This inner harmony between wisdom and wonder reflects outward, giving you that undeniable glow that others can't help but notice. They might try to explain it away as good genes or luck, but deep down, you know it's something far more powerful than that. It's the divine energy within you, the same energy that has sustained the universe since the beginning of time. People often see youthful looks as a fleeting gift, something that will inevitably fade with time. But what they fail to see is that for you, this youthful appearance is not bound by the same laws as others. Time may pass, but it cannot touch the eternal energy that sustains you. You are a chosen one, and the divine has seen fit to bless you with a presence that defies the expectations of the world. Others may see youth and mistake it for weakness, but you know that your appearance is a disguise, a surface-level trait that hides the power of an ancient soul. They think they can mess with you. They think they can belittle you or manipulate you because they assume your youthful energy is unformed, naive, and easy to sway. What they don't realize is that beneath this youthful exterior lies a spirit that has been tempered by wisdom far beyond their grasp. You are not playing by their rules. While they try to undermine you, unaware of the divine shield that surrounds you, God is already 10 steps ahead, whispering their intentions to your soul before they've even had a chance to act. You are protected in ways they cannot see. Every subtle insult, every attempt to strike at your reputation, is deflected by a force they will never understand. The same hands that crafted the heavens hold you steady, and no amount of scheming or jealousy can penetrate this divine safeguard. They think they can manipulate you, thinking that your inexperience will leave you blind to their deception. But what they don't know is that God has already given you discernment, far sharper than they could ever anticipate. You see their games for what they are. You sense the undercurrents of betrayal in your circle, the whispering shadows of those who seek to undermine you. Someone you once trusted is quietly trying to sabotage you, spreading lies and hoping to watch you fall from a distance. They think they can play you, that you are too oblivious to notice the cracks they're trying to create in your relationships. But what they don't know is that God has already revealed their intentions to you. You are always 10 steps ahead, not because you've plotted revenge, but because you are operating on divine timing, a force that unravels their schemes before they even take root. Without even needing to confront the situation, the truth begins to rise to the surface. Those who were once swayed by rumors and deception now find themselves seeking your perspective directly. They begin to see through the lies, realizing that the stories they were fed were nothing but smoke and shadows. The truth has a way of surfacing when God is in control. and you didn't have to lift a finger to defend yourself. The divine force surrounding you ensured that the deception unraveled itself, revealing the truth for all to see. This is how God works in your life. He takes the plans of those who seek to harm you and turns them into nothingness. Their schemes backfire in ways they never expected, not because you manipulated the situation, but because your trust in the divine allowed the truth to rise on its own. They thought they could destroy your reputation, but in their attempts, they only exposed their own character. You walk in divine protection, and every day it becomes clearer to those who once underestimated you. No weapon formed against you can succeed. They might see youth, but you know that this is merely the surface. What runs beneath is the power of an ancient soul, guided and protected by forces far beyond their understanding. Time and time again, they've tried to bring you down, to belittle you, but each time they fail to realize that you are operating on a different level altogether. You are not bound by their rules, nor are you at the mercy of their judgments. God has already laid the path of victory at your feet, and no matter how many times they try to trip you, you will continue to rise. They've tried to rush you, mock your patience, and question why things haven't moved faster for you. To them, it seems like you've been standing still while the world moves forward. But what they fail to understand is that God's timing is flawless. They see delay as failure, but you know that every moment of waiting has been deliberate, every pause intentional. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be, moving according to a rhythm that only divine hands can orchestrate. While others scramble ahead, desperate for validation and quick results, you've been quietly building, trusting in the divine plan that has been unfolding for you all along. God has been using this time to refine you, to prepare you for the magnitude of blessings that are about to flood your life. What appeared to be delay in their eyes was, in reality, a period of strengthening, a time for you to be sharpened, positioned for the exact moment when everything would fall into place. They thought you were waiting in vain, but they couldn't have been more wrong. Every day that passed without the breakthrough you sought was not a punishment. It was divine preparation. You were being made ready for something far beyond what they could comprehend, and now that the time has come, the elevation is undeniable. Those who rushed ahead, desperate for quick victories, now find themselves watching in disbelief as God lifts you higher than they ever imagined possible. When God moves, He moves in ways that make the efforts of men seem insignificant by comparison. Suddenly, without warning, the door opens. The opportunity you've been waiting for arrives, and it is so perfectly aligned with your heart, your purpose, and your calling that you know it was worth every second of waiting. It's not just an opportunity, it's a divine appointment, one that surpasses anything you could have planned for yourself. Paths that once seemed blocked are now wide open. The people who once pitied you, who looked down on you with condescension, are now standing in disbelief. They are watching as God multiplies your efforts 100-fold, thrusting you into spaces they could never reach, no matter how fast they scrambled. What they once saw as insignificance is now elevated to unimaginable heights. This is the power of divine timing, of divine multiplication. The seeds you planted in faith, the moments of selflessness and patience, are now bursting through the soil, growing at a rate that defies natural logic. What seemed small in their eyes has been blessed by God, and the elevation you are experiencing is a direct result of your unwavering trust in His plan. The same people who once disregarded your kindness, who overlooked your efforts, now stand in awe as blessings rain down upon you. You never sought validation, but the recognition that is coming your way will be undeniable. The same ones who ridiculed you for your patience, for your trust in God's timing, will now witness the magnitude of His favor in your life. You gave selflessly, not out of obligation, but because it was in your nature to care, to uplift, to support those around you. And now, all that you have given is coming back to you, multiplied in ways that will leave others speechless. This is the divine principle that governs the universe. Whatever you give with a pure heart returns to you in overflowing measure. God has been keeping a record of every sacrifice, every moment when you put others' needs above your own. He has seen the depth of your heart, the quiet strength behind your selflessness, and now He is pouring out blessings upon you that no one can deny. Those who underestimated you, who thought they could take advantage of your kindness, are now seeing the truth. Your youth was never a weakness. It was always a reflection of the divine energy that flows through you. Your kindness was never endless without consequence. It was the very strength that God has now exalted in full view of those who doubted you. As you step into the fullness of your calling, it will become clear to all that you are not just another face in the crowd. You are a chosen one, a vessel of divine wisdom, carrying the light of God within you. Your story of triumph in the face of doubt will serve as a beacon to others who have been similarly underestimated. You have shown the world that true power does not lie in appearances, but in the depth of one's connection to the divine. God has always seen your heart. He has always known your potential, long before the world took notice. Now, as you rise into the fullness of your calling, those who once doubted you will be left speechless, watching as you step into spaces they never thought you would reach. The world may have seen youth, but God has always seen the truth. You were never bound by their judgments. You were always tied to a higher order, one where your good heart is the currency of elevation. And now, the world will see just how wrong they were. Your rise is not just a victory, it is a divine demonstration of what happens when you trust in God's timing, when you remain steadfast in your faith, and when you embrace the truth of who you are, a chosen one, radiant and timeless, empowered by the divine. The unshakable strength of the divine. The journey has not been easy, but it has always been guided by divine hands. You are not just a survivor of adversity. You are the embodiment of divine resilience. Every challenge you have faced, every moment of doubt or dismissal, has been part of the divine plan to shape you into the powerful being you are today. The world may have underestimated you, but God never did. Now, as you rise into the fullness of your calling, it is time to share your story. Let others see the truth of what it means to be chosen, to rise against the odds, and to embody the divine wisdom that flows through you. You are not just youthful in appearance, you are ancient in wisdom, protected by God, and destined for greatness. The world will see the undeniable truth. You are a chosen one, and no weapon formed against you will ever prosper. The divine plan is unfolding, and your rise has only just begun. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this journey. Your time and presence here mean more than words can express. If this message has resonated with you, inspired you, or touched a part of your soul, please consider subscribing to Inner Mystics. By joining this community, you become part of a circle that seeks to uplift, empower, and explore the profound mysteries of the Spirit together. Let's continue to walk this path, embracing the divine wisdom within us all. Thank you for being here, and may you always rise with the light of your calling. You are here for a reason. This message is not for everyone, but if you found this, then it was meant for you. There are no coincidences in the universe. Every encounter, every twist of fate is part of a divine design, and you being here right now is proof of that. The universe has guided you to this moment, nudging you toward a truth that will change everything you thought you knew about your life, your purpose, and your destiny. Something powerful is about to be revealed, and it will transform your view of yourself, your past, and the path ahead. If you feel a pull to stay until the end, you are one of the chosen ones. Those destined to hear this message, to resonate with its every word. For some, this message may not yet be theirs to receive, and that's okay. The universe works on its own timeline, and when their moment comes, they too will feel this call. But if you're still with me, ready to listen and embrace the truth that awaits, know that you are standing on the edge of a monumental shift. Before we begin, if you resonate with this message and are seeking more guidance on your journey, consider subscribing to our channel. We're here to provide insight and support as you walk this extraordinary path. And leave a comment with the number 77 to signal to the universe that you are ready to embrace the path laid out for you. This moment is not a coincidence. It is a calling, a divine appointment that has been waiting for you all along. Let's dive deep, and I promise, by the end, you will see the truth that's been patiently waiting within you. Have you felt it? That quiet whisper, a persistent pull, telling you that your life was meant for more than the mundane routines that many settle for? Deep inside, you've always known. There's been a feeling, a knowing, that you are destined for something extraordinary. Perhaps you've spent years waiting for a sign, some confirmation that all the pain, the struggles, and the lonely moments were building towards something significant. Let me assure you, you did not find this message by accident. You are ready. The universe has been preparing you for this moment all along. The trials you faced were not mere obstacles. They were shaping you, fortifying you, crafting the resilience, strength, and faith that you would need to fulfill your true purpose. Each setback, every closed door, and every broken dream was a necessary step in your transformation. You were not being punished. You were being prepared. Chosen ones are not simply handed their destiny, they must earn it. You have faced hardships not as a punishment or a sign of unworthiness, but because you are being refined, much like gold tested and purified in the fire. Each trial, setback, and moment of pain serves as the universe's way of preparing you, molding your spirit and sharpening your resolve. These challenges are not just obstacles, but vital experiences that ensure, when your moment of truth arrives, you will stand ready, strong, unbreakable, and fully aligned with your higher purpose, unwavering in your mission. Have you ever wondered why certain relationships fell apart? Why jobs that seemed perfect never materialized? Or why you felt out of place in so many spaces? Every rejection was a redirection. Every closed door was the universe steering you away from paths that were never meant for you. You are not here by mistake. You are here because you are finally ready to step into your true path. As you stand on this threshold, the universe is inviting you to peel back the layers that have kept you hidden from your true self. Beneath the masks shaped by societal expectations, family pressures, and the opinions of others lies the authentic you, the version of yourself that has always been destined to emerge. This unveiling is not about becoming someone new, but about rediscovering the essence of who you've always been. For too long, you've tried to fit into molds that were never meant for you, dimming your light to make others comfortable, silencing your voice to keep the peace. But now, the universe is guiding you to let go of those false identities. The wisdom, power, and love you've been searching for are not out there somewhere. They are within you. This is a homecoming, a return to the soul that has been patiently waiting for you to recognize its worth. This journey may feel exhilarating yet daunting, filled with moments of both profound clarity and deep uncertainty. But remember, this is not about perfection. It's about authenticity. It's about embracing the parts of yourself that you've been taught to hide, the quirks, the scars, the unpolished truths. Your imperfections are not weaknesses. They are the unique brushstrokes of the masterpiece that is you. As you begin to strip away the layers, you'll find that many of the superficial concerns that once consumed you start to fade. Your worth is not tied to your accomplishments, your possessions, or the validation of others. It is the radiant light within you that shines brightest in the darkness, a light that cannot be dimmed by any external force. This realization will free you from the constraints of societal norms and empower you to live authentically. With the unveiling of your true self comes a powerful calling, a deeper sense of purpose that rises within you like a tide, sweeping away doubts and revealing the path you were always meant to walk. It's a calling that you have felt for as long as you can remember, a quiet whisper that has echoed in your heart, reminding you that you are meant for more than the surface-level existence that so many settle for. Perhaps you felt it as a child, a spark of wonder and possibility. Or maybe it surfaced during moments of hardship when something inside you refused to give up. That knowing, that unshakable sense that your life is destined for something significant, has been guiding you all along. Your purpose is not a title, a job, or an external achievement. It is the very essence of who you are. It flows naturally from your authentic self, reflecting the unique light you bring to the world. The universe has placed you here for a specific reason, and now is the time to fulfill that role. This is your calling, and it transcends personal gain. It is about contributing to the collective evolution and healing of humanity. Many chosen ones struggle with questions of purpose, grappling with feelings of uncertainty, self-doubt, and confusion as they navigate through life's complexities. It's common to feel lost or to question if you are on the right path, especially when the road ahead seems unclear and the burdens of past mistakes or unfulfilled dreams weigh heavily on your heart. You may find yourself constantly searching, hoping for signs or external validation to confirm your path. But the truth is that your purpose is not something you need to seek out, chase, or find in the external world. It has been with you all along. Embracing your purpose may require you to let go of certain people, places, or situations that no longer serve your higher calling. While this can be challenging, trust that what you release will be replaced by something far greater, something that aligns with your true path. The universe rewards those who have the courage to walk away from what no longer serves them, opening doors to new opportunities that resonate with their soul's mission. As you begin to understand the universe's preparations, it becomes clear that every experience, every twist of fate, and every challenge you faced was not random, but an essential part of your unique journey. Life has not been easy, and you've weathered storms that would have overwhelmed many. You've walked through valleys of doubt, endured periods of darkness that could have broken the strongest of souls, and yet here you stand, resilient and transformed, on the brink of stepping fully into your purpose. Every trial has been a lesson, every setback a step toward growth, each one refining you, strengthening you, and shaping you into the person you were always meant to become. But trusting the process is not always straightforward. It often means navigating through periods of uncertainty, where the future feels foggy and the weight of the unknown hangs heavily on your shoulders. It's natural to want to control outcomes, to map out every detail of your journey, and to cling to the familiar, but true transformation requires a different approach. The universe operates on a timeline that often defies our understanding. What feels like a setback may actually be a divine orchestration, redirecting you towards something far greater than you could have planned. Balancing inspired action with surrender is essential. You are not just a passive observer, but a co-creator of your reality. Trusting the process means having faith that every detour, every unexpected twist, is part of a greater design. This trust requires you to shift from fear to faith, a transition that is not always easy but is necessary for your growth. Fear often manifests as self-doubt, the fear of failure, or the reluctance to embrace your power. But faith is the antidote to fear. It is the unshakable belief that you are exactly where you need to be, and that everything is unfolding for your highest good. Making this shift is a gradual process that involves letting go of old narratives and consciously choosing to believe in something greater than yourself. It requires recognizing when fear arises and responding with trust instead. Each time you choose faith over fear, you strengthen your connection to the divine and align more closely with your purpose. As you step into your true self, you may encounter feelings of vulnerability, moments of insecurity, or fear of being seen too deeply. Vulnerability, however, is not a weakness. It is a gateway to authenticity and deeper connection. It allows you to show up fully in your truth, flaws and all, and to forge genuine bonds with others. Being vulnerable means allowing yourself to be seen, to share your journey, even when it feels uncomfortable. It means acknowledging your struggles and embracing your imperfections as part of your story. By doing so, you not only liberate yourself from the fear of judgment, but also inspire others with your courage. Your vulnerability is a testament to your strength, a powerful reminder that true connection comes from being unapologetically you. As you embrace vulnerability, you will find that the superficial layers of your life begin to fall away. The relationships that are meant for you will deepen, while those that no longer align with your truth will naturally fade. This shedding is not a loss, but a necessary part of your evolution, creating space for connections that nurture your soul. Your intuition is one of your most powerful assets on this journey. It serves as an inner compass, guiding you toward your true path and helping you make decisions that resonate with your soul. Learning to trust your intuition involves tuning into your inner voice and recognizing its significance, especially in a world that often values logic over feeling. Intuition often manifests as a gut feeling, a quiet whisper, or an inexplicable knowing. It may come to you during moments of stillness or in the midst of life's chaos. The key is to create space for these insights, to practice mindfulness, meditation, or simply taking time in nature. The more you listen, the clearer your intuition will become, empowering you to make choices that align with your highest good. Fear and doubt can cloud your judgment, leading you to second-guess yourself. But remember, your intuition is your ally. It is deeply connected to your authentic self and your connection to the universe. Trusting your intuition is a powerful act of self-love, allowing you to navigate your journey with confidence and grace. As you step into your purpose, the people you surround yourself with will significantly influence your journey. Seek out those who uplift and inspire you, whose energy fosters growth and creativity. A supportive community is essential, providing the encouragement you need to navigate challenges and celebrate your victories. Take a moment to evaluate your current relationships. Are they empowering, or do they drain your energy? Surround yourself with individuals who resonate with your vibration and share your values. Engage with communities that support your growth, whether through spiritual groups, online communities, or simply connecting with like-minded souls. These connections will provide the strength and inspiration you need as you continue on your transformative journey. Your environment also plays a crucial role in your journey. Create spaces that nurture your spirit, whether in your home, workspace, or community. Surround yourself with positive energy, and you will find that your inner world begins to reflect your outer environment, fostering a sense of peace and purpose. While trusting the process is vital, taking inspired action is equally crucial. This means acting on the nudges and insights you receive from the universe. Inspired action comes from a place of alignment with your true self. It feels effortless and fulfilling, guiding you naturally toward your purpose. Begin by setting clear intentions for what you want to achieve, focusing on the feelings you wish to experience rather than specific outcomes. Allow your intuition to guide you as you take steps forward. Each action should resonate with your soul, bringing you closer to your purpose. Remember, inspired action doesn't always mean making drastic changes. Sometimes, the smallest steps can lead to the most significant transformations. Trust that every action you take, no matter how small, is part of the greater plan. Celebrate your progress, remain open to the possibilities that unfold, and know that you are exactly where you need to be. Change is an inevitable part of growth, especially as you step into your purpose. Embracing change means letting go of the familiar and welcoming new experiences, even when it feels daunting. The comfort of the known often feels safe, but true growth happens when you step into the unknown. Recognize that each shift in your life is an opportunity to evolve and align more closely with your authentic self. Allow yourself to feel the discomfort that often accompanies change. It is a sign that you are expanding, pushing beyond your limits, and exploring new horizons. Cultivating resilience will help you navigate change with grace, trusting that each transition is bringing you closer to your ultimate purpose. As you journey through this process, it's important to take time to celebrate your progress. Acknowledge the milestones, both big and small, that you achieve along the way. Celebrating your achievements reinforces your commitment to your purpose and fuels your motivation to keep moving forward. Consider keeping a journal of your journey. Write down your insights, the challenges you've overcome, and the lessons you've learned. This will serve as a powerful reminder of your growth and the strength you've shown. Share your successes with your community. Celebrating with others not only strengthens your connections but also inspires those around you to embrace their own journeys. As you align with your true self, you will begin to attract abundance into your life. Abundance is not just about material wealth. It encompasses love, joy, fulfillment, and opportunities that resonate with your highest self. To embrace abundance, you must shift your mindset from one of scarcity to one of limitless possibility. Start by expressing gratitude for what you already have. Gratitude opens your heart and aligns your energy with the abundance you wish to attract. Practice visualization techniques to imagine your dreams in vivid detail, feeling the emotions associated with achieving them. The universe responds to the energy you emit, and when you believe wholeheartedly in your vision, you attract the circumstances that align with it. As you step into your purpose, prioritizing self-care becomes essential. The demands of life can be overwhelming, and taking care of yourself ensures that you remain grounded and energized. Self-care is not a luxury. It is a necessity for maintaining your well-being and resilience. Incorporate practices that nourish your mind, body, and spirit. Whether it's meditation, exercise, spending time in nature, or pursuing hobbies that bring you joy. Remember that taking time for yourself is an investment in your overall growth and fulfillment. A well-nurtured spirit is better equipped to handle the challenges that arise on the path to purpose. Trusting your journey is one of the most important aspects of embracing your purpose. Understand that everyone's path is unique, and comparing yourself to others only creates unnecessary pressure. Focus on your own experiences and the lessons they bring, knowing that each step is a vital part of your growth. When faced with challenges, remind yourself that they are opportunities for expansion. Trust that you have the strength and wisdom to navigate whatever comes your way. Your journey is unfolding perfectly, and every experience is contributing to your purpose. Now is the time to step fully into your power. You are not here by accident, and you are not a passive observer of your life. You are a co-creator of your reality, equipped with everything you need to fulfill your mission. Recognize the unique gifts you possess and the light you bring to the world. As you embrace your power, you inspire others to do the same. Your journey is a beacon for those still finding their way, and your courage to live authentically lights the path for others. Trust that you have been prepared for this moment, and let your light shine brightly. Manifestation is not just about wishing for what you want. It's about aligning your energy and actions with your desires. By understanding the principles of manifestation, you can attract opportunities and experiences that resonate with your true self. Clarify your vision, visualize it in detail, and feel the emotions of achieving your dreams. Use tools like vision boards, affirmations, and journaling to reinforce your intentions. The universe responds to the energy you put out, and when you believe in your dreams with conviction, you begin to attract the right circumstances, people, and resources to support your vision. Limiting beliefs are often the biggest barriers to realizing your potential. These beliefs, often rooted in past experiences or societal conditioning, can hold you back from fully embracing your purpose. To break free, start by identifying the thoughts that arise when you think about your dreams. Are they grounded in reality, or are they fears holding you back? Challenge these beliefs with positive affirmations and empowering narratives. You have the power to rewrite your story, to release what no longer serves you, and to step boldly into the life you are meant to live. Letting go is a vital skill on your path to fulfillment. Holding on to past experiences, relationships, or emotions can weigh you down and hinder your progress. Embrace the art of letting go to create space for new opportunities that align with your purpose. Whether it's releasing a toxic relationship, an unfulfilling job, or negative thought patterns, trust that what you let go of will be replaced by something greater. Letting go is not a loss. It's a powerful act of self-love and liberation, opening the door to new possibilities. Gratitude is a transformative practice that shifts your perspective and enhances your journey. By focusing on what you appreciate in your life, you cultivate a mindset of abundance and positivity. Gratitude opens your heart, allowing more blessings to flow into your life. Incorporate a daily gratitude practice, whether through journaling or verbal affirmations. Take time each day to reflect on the things you are thankful for, both big and small. This practice will help you stay connected to the present moment and recognize the beauty that surrounds you. As you reflect on this journey, remember that you are here because you are ready to step into the fullness of your purpose, to embrace your power, and to live authentically. The path of a chosen one is not without its challenges, but it is rich with meaning, growth, and transformation. Every trial you've faced has prepared you for this moment. Trust that the universe is guiding you every step of the way, providing support through signs, synchronicities, and the connections you make along the journey. You are never alone, and your light is needed now more than ever. Embrace your true self, flaws and all, and let your light shine as a guiding force for others. The world is waiting for you to step into your power and fulfill the incredible destiny that is uniquely yours. If you found this message inspiring, please like this video, share it with those who might benefit, and subscribe to Inner Mystics for more transformative content. Together, let's continue to explore the path of awakening and purpose. Your journey has just begun, and the best is yet to come. In the silence of your heart, there may come a time when you begin to feel something unusual. A pull, a sense of awakening, a call that echoes from the heavens. This is not a feeling you can easily ignore, for it is as though your soul is being stirred by something far greater than yourself. In moments of stillness, in the chaos of everyday life, or during your quiet times of prayer, you might begin to realize that God is calling you for something divine, something holy, and something magnificent. But how do you know for sure? How can you discern the voice of God amidst the noise of the world? This journey of knowing that you are called or chosen by God is both sacred and transformative. In this video, we will explore 9 clear signs that reveal when you are being drawn into a deeper relationship with God, called to live a life that transcends the ordinary, and chosen for a purpose that aligns with His divine will. Each of these signs is a sacred marker, guiding you along the spiritual path and helping you recognize that your life is a canvas being painted with the colors of grace, purpose, and divine intention. When God calls you, one of the most undeniable signs you will experience is a deep and unquenchable thirst for righteousness. This hunger is not fleeting. It is a fire that burns within your soul, urging you to seek the things of God with intensity and passion. Jesus Himself spoke of this profound longing in the Sermon on the Mount, saying, "Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled." This longing often manifests as a sudden and intense desire to read the Bible, listen to sermons, or immerse yourself in spiritual teachings. What was once perhaps a casual interest in the things of faith now becomes an all-consuming pursuit. You find yourself drawn to God's Word as if it holds the very sustenance for your soul. This desire does not come from mere curiosity, but from the Holy Spirit, who is actively working within you, renewing your spirit and aligning your heart with God's will. You might notice that conversations about faith, morality, and spiritual growth begin to captivate you in ways they never did before. Your heart yearns for more understanding, more wisdom, and more closeness with God. This hunger is a clear indication that God is drawing you into His purpose, preparing you by equipping your soul with the knowledge, wisdom, and spiritual power you need to fulfill your calling. Do not ignore this hunger, this deep yearning that stirs within your soul. It is a holy thirst, a sacred call that beckons you closer to the heart of God. Embrace it fully, for it is through this longing that God seeks to transform you. Feed this hunger with intentional prayer, where you open your heart and listen for His voice. Let it be nourished by the study of His Word, allowing Scripture to speak truth and life into your spirit. Surround yourself with fellow believers. those who will uplift and encourage you on this journey, for we are meant to grow together in faith. One of the more difficult signs of being called by God is the inevitable shift in your relationships. As your heart and mind are transformed by the Holy Spirit, you may find that your old friendships and social circles no longer resonate with your newfound sense of purpose and calling. People you once spent time with may no longer understand or support the changes you are going through. This can lead to a painful separation, as friends drift away, or even actively distance themselves from you. This is not uncommon in the journey of faith. In fact, Jesus himself experienced this when many of his followers turned away from him, unable to accept the depth of his teaching. As you grow closer to God, your values, priorities, and desires begin to change, and not everyone in your life will be able to walk that path with you. It's important to recognize that this separation, though difficult, is often necessary for your spiritual growth. God, in his infinite wisdom, may be removing certain people from your life because they no longer align with the direction he is leading you. While the pain of losing friends or relationships can be deep, it is crucial to trust that God is working for your good, making room for new connections that will nurture, support, and encourage your faith journey. There are seasons when certain relationships may serve their purpose, and in God's timing, he redirects you to people who are better suited for the path he has set before you. God's calling on your life is far too precious and sacred to allow anything or anyone to hinder it. This calling, this divine purpose, is a part of your identity in Christ, and God will protect it by guiding you through transitions that are necessary for your spiritual maturity. Although losing friends or feeling disconnected from people you once relied on may leave you feeling isolated, take heart. You are never truly alone. God is with you, and he will bring new people into your life, individuals who will not only walk alongside you but will share your vision, lift you up in prayer, and strengthen your faith. In this time of transition, lean fully on God. Trust that he is carefully orchestrating every step of your path, even when the way seems unclear. Allow him to fill any voids with his love, peace, and assurance. Know that those he brings into your life will be divine appointments, relationships that are meant to align with his plans for you, helping you grow deeper in your walk with him. While the loss may sting for a time, what awaits you is far greater: a community of believers who will journey with you, uphold you, and inspire you to walk in the fullness of the calling God has placed on your life. When God calls you, there is another unmistakable sign: conviction of sin. It is as if your conscience is sharpened and your soul becomes more sensitive to anything that separates you from God. In the past, certain actions or behaviors may have gone unnoticed or unchallenged, but now, even the smallest sin stirs a deep sense of remorse within you. This conviction is not meant to shame you, but to lead you toward repentance. The Apostle Paul speaks of this in 2 Corinthians 7:10. For godly sorrow produces repentance leading to salvation, not to be regretted. But the sorrow of the world produces death. This godly sorrow is a gift. It is the Spirit of God working in you, gently guiding you away from sin and toward a life of purity. When God calls you, he separates you from the nature of sin. He begins a process of sanctification in your life, purging your heart of anything that could hinder your relationship with him. As you experience this conviction, you may find yourself more inclined to seek forgiveness, more eager to make amends, and more dedicated to living a life that honors God. This conviction may also stir within you a desire for greater accountability, a deep urge to step into the light of transparency and vulnerability. You might feel the prompting to share your struggles, your weaknesses, and your battles with a trusted spiritual mentor, someone who can offer godly wisdom and guidance. This openness allows for the healing power of community as you seek out fellowship with other believers who will walk alongside you, supporting and encouraging you as you strive toward a life of holiness. Embrace this process of purification, for it is not a sign of failure, but a mark of growth. It is a clear indication that God is drawing you deeper into his presence, refining your heart, and setting you apart for his greater purpose. In seeking accountability, You are not merely confessing weaknesses. You are aligning yourself with God's will, allowing Him to work through others to mold and shape you into the image of Christ. This journey is not easy, but it is sacred, and it is through these moments of humility and vulnerability that God brings about the transformation of your soul, preparing you to live a life that reflects His glory. It is a common misconception that once you are called by God, life becomes easier and trials will cease. However, the opposite is often true. When God calls you, you may find that your level of trials and temptations intensifies. The enemy recognizes the calling on your life and seeks to thwart God's plans by overwhelming you with distractions, doubts, and temptations. Consider the story of Jesus in Matthew 4. After his baptism, where he was publicly affirmed by God as his son, Jesus was led by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. His calling did not exempt him from trials. In fact, it led directly to them. This is because trials are often the crucible through which your faith is refined and your character is shaped. If you find yourself facing an increased amount of temptation or trials after sensing God's call, do not be discouraged. This is a sign that you are walking in alignment with God's will, and the enemy is attempting to derail your progress. But remember, God is faithful, and He will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you can bear. Through these challenges, you will grow stronger in your faith, more reliant on God, and more equipped to fulfill your calling. James 1:2-4 encourages believers to consider it pure joy when you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. These struggles are not meant to break you, but to mold you into someone who is mature in faith, fully equipped to carry out the divine purpose God has set before you. When faced with spiritual battles, remember that you are not fighting alone. God's word assures us that greater is He who is in you than he who is in the world. As you stand firm in the face of trials, you are partnering with the Holy Spirit, who empowers you to resist the enemy and persevere in your calling. Every trial is an opportunity for God to reveal His power and glory through you, turning what was meant for harm into a testimony of His victory and grace. Therefore, let every trial serve as a reminder of your divine calling. As difficulties increase, so does God's grace, equipping you with the strength and resilience to fulfill His purpose for your life. You are not just enduring, you're being transformed, prepared for greater works, and aligning more closely with God's perfect plan for you. When God calls you, He does not leave you powerless. On the contrary, He fills you with divine authority and boldness to accomplish His will. This authority is not the kind that seeks to dominate or control others, but rather it is a quiet confidence that comes from knowing that God is with you and working through you. You may find that tasks or roles that once seemed daunting now feel achievable. You may feel a sudden urge to share the gospel, pray for someone in need, or stand up for what is right, even when it feels uncomfortable. This boldness comes from the Holy Spirit, who empowers you to do things that would otherwise be beyond your natural abilities. In Acts 1:8, Jesus promised His disciples, "But you shall receive power when the Holy Spirit has come upon you, and you shall be witnesses to me in Jerusalem, and in all Judea and Samaria, and to the end of the earth." This same power is available to you when God calls you. You may be shy or introverted by nature, but when the Spirit moves in you, you will find yourself speaking with courage, acting with confidence, and stepping out in faith in ways you never imagined. This authority is a precious gift from God, entrusted to you not for personal gain, but for His glory and the advancement of His kingdom. It is a divine empowerment that comes when you walk in alignment with His will, rooted in obedience to His calling. As you step out in faith, guided by His Spirit, you will begin to witness the power of God manifesting in your life in ways that are beyond your comprehension. Moments where His strength shines through your weakness, where His wisdom guides you through uncertainty, and where His presence transforms even the most ordinary situations. What may begin as small acts of faith and trust will unfold into testimonies of God's miraculous power, not only blessing you but also impacting those around you. Others will take notice, marveling at the ways in which God works through you, and you will know that it is not by your strength but by His. This divine authority, when used in humility and submission to God, becomes a tool for building His kingdom, for touching lives, and for drawing others closer to the truth of His love. Embrace this authority and walk boldly, knowing that God is with you every step of the way. With great calling comes great opposition. Jesus Himself warned His followers, "If the world hates you, know that it hated me before it hated you." When you step into the calling God has placed on your life, you may face criticism, judgment, and even persecution, not just from non-believers, but sometimes from within the church itself. This opposition is often a sign that you are walking in alignment with God's will. The enemy will use whatever means necessary to discourage and discredit you, including turning people against you. However, it is important to remember that you are not called to please people. You are called to please God. Your faithfulness to His call is what matters most, and even in the face of persecution, you must stand firm. Persecution is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of strength. It means that the light of Christ in you is shining so brightly that it is exposing the darkness around you. This can make people uncomfortable, and they may lash out as a result. But take heart, for Jesus promised, "Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." As you face opposition, remember that you are never alone. Every challenge, every moment of resistance you encounter is not unique to you, but part of a long history of faith. Throughout the ages, every man and woman called by God, whether prophets, apostles, or everyday believers, has faced persecution, ridicule, and trials. Yet they pressed on, not swayed by the opinions of others, but steadfast in their devotion to the one who called them. They endured hardships and rejection, knowing that their strength came from God, not from the fleeting approval of the world. Their faithfulness became their greatest testimony, and their reward was not found in earthly accolades or recognition, but in the eternal promise of God's kingdom. This same promise is extended to you. Take heart, for the struggles you face today are but temporary. God's presence is with you, guiding you through every storm, and He sees your perseverance. Remain faithful, for the crown of life awaits those who endure, who stand firm in the face of opposition, and who seek not the praise of men, but the eternal approval of God. Your suffering has a purpose, and your victory is assured in Him. Another clear sign that you are being called by God is the occurrence of divine dreams and visions. Throughout the Bible, God often used dreams and visions to communicate His will and reveal His plans to His chosen servants. For example, Joseph received dreams that foretold his future leadership, and the prophet Daniel was given visions that revealed the course of history. If you find yourself experiencing vivid dreams where you are preaching, teaching, or ministering to others, or if you see visions of angelic beings or divine encounters, this could be a sign that God is calling you to a specific role or ministry. These dreams and visions are not random. They are a form of divine communication meant to guide you on your path. Pay attention to these experiences and seek discernment through prayer and counsel. God often uses dreams and visions to confirm His calling and to provide direction for the next steps in your spiritual journey. These divine dreams and visions may come to you in moments of deep prayer or even during periods of restlessness, where your spirit feels unsettled, searching for clarity. They are not to be dismissed as mere imagination, but rather viewed as sacred glimpses into the spiritual realm where God is revealing His plans for your life. Just as He spoke to prophets and saints in the Scriptures, He continues to speak to those He has chosen today, using dreams and visions as a way to capture your attention and call you deeper into His purpose. It is essential, however, to approach these experiences with humility and a desire for understanding. Not all dreams come directly from God, which is why discernment is crucial. As Proverbs 3:5-6 teaches us, Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. When you receive a dream or vision that feels significant, bring it before God in prayer. Ask Him to reveal its meaning and to guide you in how to respond. Consulting with wise spiritual mentors or counselors can also provide valuable insight, helping you interpret these messages in light of God's Word. In some cases, these visions may also come with a sense of urgency, a pressing need to act, to minister, or to step into a role that aligns with the dream. If that happens, know that God equips those He calls. He will give you the courage, wisdom, and strength to carry out the mission that He has placed on your heart. Be open and willing to step into the unknown, knowing that God will be with you every step of the way. Ultimately, divine dreams and visions are part of God's beautiful way of drawing you closer to His heart. They are signs of His intimate involvement in your life, confirming His hand upon you and His calling for you. Stay attuned to these sacred communications, for they are a reflection of the deep and personal relationship God desires to have with you, guiding you along the path of your divine destiny. When God calls you, He places a burden on your heart for righteousness and justice. You will begin to feel a deep conviction to stand against evil, oppression, and injustice in the world. This is because God's heart is for the marginalized, the oppressed, and the voiceless, and when He calls you, He invites you to share in that burden. This hatred for injustice may manifest in various ways. You may feel called to advocate for those who cannot defend themselves, to speak out against corruption, or to fight for the rights of the vulnerable. You may be moved to action in your community, your workplace, or even on a global scale. This conviction is far more than a personal preference. It is a divine mandate from God Himself. As Micah 6:8 so powerfully reminds us, He has shown you, O man, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you but to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. This calling is not optional, nor is it shaped by the changing tides of culture or opinion. It is rooted in the very heart of God, who desires that His people reflect His justice, mercy, and humility in every aspect of their lives. When God stirs your heart, it is with a passion for justice that mirrors His own. You are called to stand for truth, to defend the oppressed, and to live out a mercy that reflects His unending grace. This is not a passive calling, but an active, living response to God's character. As you walk in obedience, your life becomes a testimony to His righteousness and compassion, not only transforming your own heart, but also influencing the world around you. Perhaps one of the most profound signs that you are called by God is a constant awareness of His presence in your life. When God calls you, you begin to live with a heightened sense of His nearness. You become more conscious of His guidance, His voice, and His hand at work in everything you do. This heightened awareness transforms the way you live entirely. It is no longer about making decisions based solely on your own desires, ambitions, or the pressures of the world around you. Instead, you begin to seek God's will in every area of your life, understanding that His plans are higher than your own. With this shift in perspective, your heart becomes more attuned to the voice of the Holy Spirit, prompting you to pause, reflect, and invite God into every decision, both great and small. You find yourself praying more frequently, not just in moments of desperation or need, but as a continual, ongoing conversation with the One who knows your path better than you ever could. This practice of constant communion with God brings a deep sense of peace and clarity, allowing you to navigate life's uncertainties with greater confidence, knowing that you are not walking alone. His Word becomes your compass, a source of wisdom and guidance, and you find yourself turning to Scripture more often to discern His will. The Bible is no longer just a collection of ancient writings. It becomes alive and active, speaking directly to your heart, offering insights that shape your choices and actions. As your decisions begin to align more fully with God's purposes, you notice a profound change in your priorities. The things that once seemed urgent or important fade in comparison to the eternal significance of following God's path. You begin to act with a deeper sense of purpose, knowing that every step taken in obedience brings you closer to the fulfillment of His divine plan for your life. This awareness transforms not only how you live but who you are, molding you into a vessel of God's grace and love, ready to carry out His will in all that you do. This God consciousness is a beautiful gift. It means that you are walking in close fellowship with the Creator of the universe, and you are attuned to His leading in every moment. It brings a deep sense of peace, knowing that you are never alone and that God's hand is guiding your every step. As we've journeyed through these 9 powerful signs that God has called or chosen you, remember this truth. Being chosen by God is a divine honor and a sacred responsibility. Each sign, whether it's an insatiable hunger for righteousness, the stirring of conviction, or even facing trials and persecution, is a confirmation of God's unique plan for your life. He is drawing you closer to Him, refining your spirit, and preparing you for a purpose that is far greater than you can imagine. If you've recognized any of these signs in your own life, take heart. God has marked you for something extraordinary. You are not walking this path alone. He is with you every step of the way, guiding you, equipping you, and empowering you to fulfill your divine calling. Even in moments of doubt or difficulty, trust that His grace is sufficient, and His strength is made perfect in your weakness. So embrace the journey. Continue to seek His presence, listen for His voice, and walk in obedience to His will. Know that you are chosen for a reason, and your life is part of His greater story. Keep your heart open, stay rooted in faith, and let His light shine through you as you fulfill the calling He has placed upon your life. Thank you for watching. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay connected on this journey of faith. May God bless you abundantly as you walk in His purpose, chosen and called for His glory.